2024. Good morning and welcome to Breakfast News Live on GTV. This is where we bring you news updates across the country and international, as well as the weather reports. Don't forget to stream it live on Facebook at GTV Ghana and across all our social media platforms at GTV Ghana. I am Valencia Tete. Now let's get the duties of the stories. Government has increased the farm gate of price of cocoa of 45% from the current 1,308 cedis per bag to 3,000 per bag. A ton of the beans will now sell at 48,000 Ghana cedis from the current price of 20,908 Ghana cedis. The Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Brian Champon, announced the new prices at the news conference in Accra.
This significant price adjustment is aimed at supporting farmers and to reflect current market dynamics. A ton of cocoa is trading at a little over $10,000 on the international market. The Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Brian Champon, revealed that the new price takes effect on September 11, 2024.
We are pleased to announce that the producer price of cocoa for the 2024-2025 season is 48,000 Ghana cedis per ton, or 3,000 Ghana cedis per 64 kg bag. This is an unprecedented 129.36% increase from last year's season's announcement. The vision of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is that the cocoa industry remains robust, resilient, and sustainable for present and future generations. This appreciable increment in the producer price of cocoa signifies government's commitment to improve the sector and the livelihoods of the Ghanaian cocoa farmer. The 2024-25 price, margins, rates, and fees will take effect from today, Wednesday, 11 September 2024. On this note, I declare the 2024-2025 cocoa season to be duly opened.
Meanwhile, neighboring Ivory Coast, one of the world's leading cocoa producers, is expected to announce its new cocoa price in October. Dr. Brian Champon assured that any price changes in Ivory Coast would not negatively impact Ghana's new cocoa price.
We are really not in competition with Côte d'Ivoire. We are partners in supporting the cocoa industry, and that's why the respected Honorable for the Côte d'Ivoire Ghana Initiative, Honorable Asamvo, is here. We do things in sync. Last year, I think our prices were slightly higher than Côte d'Ivoire. There were no issues. We don't expect any huge gap in prices. But that said, the objective of both countries, both governments, is to improve the lives of cocoa farmers, and any price that is announced is in that direction. The market is volatile. We continue to monitor it, and in the event that there is an increase in the price, I think both countries will have a conversation and continue to pass on the benefits to farmers. That is a broader agenda.
The announcement is seen as a positive step for Ghanaian cocoa farmers, who are expected to benefit from the price hike as the country continues to strengthen its position on the global cocoa market.
An emergency news conference was organized in Accra on Wednesday by the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, working with various stakeholders. It was a call to action to urgently protect the country's water resources and environment from the destructive impacts of illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey. In one voice, the group stressed that the government must prioritize and implement long-term strategies to prevent the resurgence of illegal mining and protect the natural resources and the health of well-being of all people.
Or illegal mining in Ghana has remained a major socio-environmental challenge for several decades, significantly affecting the country's natural resources, particularly its water bodies, forests and farmlands. This practice has severely polluted major rivers like the Pra and Cobra and Brim, threatening access to clean water for millions of users in the country, environmentalists have warned of the dire consequences posed by mercury contamination in rivers, which has implications for both human health and aquatic life. Several civil society organizations and stakeholders have joined the fight against Galamsey, lending their voices to the cause.
The water you are drinking, if it is clear, it doesn't mean it is clean. So for those of you who are asking questions that what is our agenda is for all of us sitting here. Our agenda is for you, the journalists, who opens your tap. If you are even depending on groundwater, you are not safe because they are also polluted.
Primpac members will, in the coming days and weeks, actively engage in a naming and shaming campaign, regardless of their position or influence in society.
That organized labor will urgently embark on a series of demonstrations and a nationwide strike if government fails to address the concerns raised by end of September 2024.
The president of the Ghana Journalists Association, Mr. Albert Jomfo, urged the government to intensify its efforts in fighting Galamsey, which is heavily polluting water bodies and impeding access to clean water for millions of users.
Mr. President, we urge you and we are behind you. Whatever decision you take to safeguard our environment and water bodies, you have our full support. Full support of the Media Coalition and from all civil society organizations.
The convener of the Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining, Dr. Kenneth Achigbe, an engineer, says Ghana's very existence is threatened by illegal mining if urgent steps are not taken to end the menace.
We're going to be asking to meet all the presidential candidates, and we want them to put it open that they support this, whatever action that we're asking for, they support it. We don't want them to come to Accra and come and tell us, oh, they are not fighting Galamsey. Then they will go into some of those places and do that. We will take the advice that His Excellency the President gave us. We will not be spectators. We will be citizens.
The Galamsey issue remains a complex and multifaceted problem requiring a sustained effort, collaboration and political will to protect Ghana's environment, health and economy for posterity.
Organized labor is demanding immediate action from the government to end the menace of Galamsey in the country. At a news conference in Accra on Wednesday, the General Secretary of TUC, Mr. Joshua Ansah, said by the end of September, government should halt all forms of mining activities in and around the country's forest reserves and water bodies. He called for the formation of a special court to prosecute perpetrators as well as revocation of all licenses already issued.
Blessed with an abundant natural resource, the country's environment is now on the edge of an environmental catastrophe. Ghana's once clear rivers are now at the mercy of the ravages of Galamsey. They can now better be described as toxic streams. The waters are now tainted with mercury, cyanide and other lethal chemicals used in illegal mining. The situation, if not confronted in all directions, will make Ghana a water-important country. Residents of the mining areas also continue to experience rise in reported cases of respiratory diseases. The ugly face of Galamsey has compelled concerned citizens to demand that government take a clear and decisive action to end the menace. For organized labor, the Galamsey menace has grown from a clandestine operation into nationwide crisis that threatens the lives of Ghanaians. The Secretary General of the Trades Union Congress, Mr. Joshua Ansah, said the situation is dire and government should not toy with. To organize labor, if there is no concrete action from government before the end of September, they will activate series of demonstrations and strikes.
Organized labor demands immediate actions from the President of the Republic as follows. The deployment of the police and the military with full orders, and I want to repeat, with full orders, to remove, destroy all mining equipment and other earth-moving equipment around river bodies and in the forest reserves. 2, the immediate revocation of LI 2462 and withdrawal of all licenses that have been granted for prospecting and mining in forests and protected reserves and also around water bodies.
The Secretary General said their motive as a union to join forces in the fight against Galamsey is not to make any regime unpopular. They called on all individuals and other organizations to join them in the fight. Experts estimate that illegal mining costs the economy over $2.3 billion annually.
The founder and leader of the Movement for Change, Mr. Alan Tremantin, has submitted his nomination form to the EC chair to contest for president in the December polls at the headquarters of the EC on Wednesday, September 11. Two other presidential candidates also presented their forms to the EC chair.
The presidential aspirant of the National Democratic Party, Alhaji Mohammed Frimpong, his running mate, Secretary General and national organizers of the party, were the first to submit their nomination forms. They were received by the Deputy Chair in charge of operations at the EC, Mr. Samuel Tete. The second to file was an independent candidate, Mr. Kofi Kranting, who was accompanied by his personal assistant and supporters. The last to submit was the leader and founder of the Movement for Change, Mr. Alan Tremantin. His delegation included Alhaji Boniface Sadiq, Mr. Yaobuabia Samoa, Mr. Kwesi Adeodike, and some party executives. The EC chair, Mrs. Jean Mensah, received the forms. Mr. Tremantin said it's time for a new dawn in Ghana's politics.
I said I was going to deliver to you a young person to be my vice presidential nominee. Yeah. And I've done so by nominating a very fine gentleman, a lawyer by profession, a political activist, a broadcast journalist, and someone who has been fighting for you, the young people, by name of Kwame Osudanso. I've always made it clear that I see myself as a transitional leader. I've served not only Ghana, I've served Africa, I've served the world with distinction.
Filing continues tomorrow, September 12, 2024. From the EC headquarters, Heiga Owusu, JBC News, Accra.
Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh has warned individuals planning to foment trouble before, during and after the election to desist from it and preserve the prevailing peace. The NPP running mate was on a campaign tour of the Asonafo South constituency of the Ahafu region.
The campaign took off at Nobiako with a deba of chiefs, the clergy and community members. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh emphasized the NPP's position of managing the country's resources in a way that will benefit the people. Aside selling the NPP's message to the people, Dr. Opoku Prempeh's visit was also to cool tempers following a recent clash between the NDC and NPP at Kwapong in the Sunafo South constituency, which nearly resulted in bloodshed. He said persons caught engaging in acts of violence during this election season would face prosecution irrespective of their political affiliations.
Na bi dia twutwa asem ne ahurahura nkrofo obu botio obu twasekare da bia ne ayedi na na me shamobo safi dobo ya twutwa asem asorafo ne asutife emra ni be di wo kroma no efrise akobasa Oba mu bi papa bi ni asrafo ne asosifi obu na basa na tawabushi abiti hasa de wabushi afoti hana o mo show mo basa nyere emma enti mo koi mo model room obi a so akoto tuo ofa de tuo no ko tutu form no fa ko show obi a so atwese kai o ko tutu form no fa se kan show na di na yi tuo na yi se kai ye ko chaya jiri e de ko komoti na ko to aba de o pa ni e be den wo ko to aba no mebu a o bo so de basa we ba no amra ni obedi.
While commending the government for the numerous works in the last 7 years, the chief of Nobiako, Nana Baswa Kumeni, called for more developmental projects in the community. Dignitaries, including the Hafo Regional Minister, Mr. George Yabuache, urged the electorates to give Dr. Baumia a chance come December 7 and support Frank Edusi Poku as the next parliamentary candidate for Sonafo South. Mr. Frank Edusi Poku called on the constituents to vote for continuity.
The flag bearer of the NDC, Mr. John Mahama, has pledged to overhaul the management of Cocoa Board if elected in the December polls. Addressing cocoa farmers during the Durbar of Chiefs at Kokonya in the Doma West constituency of the Bunu region, Mr. Mahama was concerned about mismanagement of funds meant to benefit farmers, leaving them in poverty, citing the board's 2023 administrative expenses, which amounted to 3.4 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Mahama said his government would prioritize the welfare of cocoa farmers by bringing in new leadership at Cocoa Board.
Yebeye shake up ewo Cocoa Board ho yebe wo so Cocoa Board ho na omwa ahwe amaga na cocoa a Gordon Gaggisberg munyina e free Queen Elizabeth British amambo emreso eba President Nkrumah ye presidency na I chese cocoa ekuta economy no omo ahwe so amasa edwuma na egu no na e wose omo pe omo baby kotena na nipa papa ebeje na omo tehwe so na eyeye enti nhihye wo ho dada abra NDC wo ho no yesa abehihye no foforo se na be ya ekwe edwuma no ebeye nije ama ekwe ni no ene amenemo ka se koko ekwe afo ni bi esan se emfaso no enoso wo bregu kwa enti bebre eton efo no ede Galamsey fo anka de na be manabasa efise onim se afibia obeti koko ni bi enso aban baya first 4 years oman to koko so afi ohwa emre da ho ene se yede koko no kwa 70% of international market price no and was yetuama ekwani anke yetua almost 70% of international market planning ina omoti Cocoa Board headquarters eno mudi ene amoni mo ka say Cocoa Board headquarters expenses on qua administrative expenses 3.4 billion cedis ade ede na mo ye ho.
Let's go to the foreign front. On Wednesday, September 11, the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi welcomed his German counterpart, who is on a 3-day tour to visit northern African country. It is the first visit by the German president to Egypt in almost 25 years. President Frank-Walter el-Sisi highlighted the severe humanitarian crisis in Gaza, reminding the grim death of over 40,000 victims, the two-thirds women and children. He urged international actions, particularly from European. Germany is one of Israel's second arms supply after the U.S. Hamas-led militants killed some 1,200 people, mostly civilians, in their October 7 attack that sparked the war. They conducted another 250 and are still holding around 100. Around third of them are believed to be dead. Now let's have the weather report for today. On the line is Felicity Ahafianyo from the GNet. So update us for what we have for today. Good morning, Felicity.
Good morning, Valencia. How are you?
I am blessed by God's grace. How are you doing today?
I am much better today than yesterday.
Sure, that's good to hear. Please, what should we expect for today's weather?
Thanks so much, and good morning to our dear viewers and listeners. For today, we expect it to be variably cloudy across the 16 region. We expect the sun also, and then some cloudy situation. Then by late afternoon into the evening hours, we expect some few areas to experience rain and thunder. Those in Bolgatanga, those in Areloku, and then those in Volta region and part of Ashanti region. In terms of temperatures, we expect it to range between 31 and 33 degrees Celsius. For the fisher folks, the state of the sea is expected to remain rough, so they still need to take precautions. If we are going towards the Nigeria, Cameroon morning, we don't have any rain and thunderclouds over that area. Likewise, those going towards the Côte d'Ivoire. But then they just need to be careful because we expect it to be rough. For the water lakes, they can do fishing this morning into the afternoon. Later, we expect rain and thundercloud formations over the Oti side and then parts of the Volta region.
Thank you very much for that update. That was Felicity Ahafianyo from the GNet. Up next is the winning Omega Wednesday Lotto numbers. Alpha Lotto winning numbers Omega Wednesday 48, 36, 40, 78, 49. The Alpha Lotto winning numbers for Omega Wednesday 48, 48, 36, 36, 40, 40, 78, 78, and 49, 49. Now let's flip to the other side where your favorite breakfast team is standing by to give us what we have for today. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Valencia.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing too?
We thank God for life. Like Felicity says, I'm better today than I was yesterday.
I know, right? That's it's very good. So what should we expect for today?
So good morning, everyone. One call once again to hashtag GTV Breakfast. My name is Jay Gabra, and I'm here with
Zaro Lalantego.
Yes, so today's lineup, you know how competitive the job market has become. So we'll be talking about online job search and how best you can get a job online.
I'll be sitting down with a shake and the rev to look at what's making the headlines.
A lot of things making the headlines, including Galamsey. And
it would never go away.
Oh, no, it should. At some point.
It will never go away. That discussion is not going nowhere.
That discussion is going nowhere. But
the president's job is still on the line. So you don't expect the discussion to go away.
Oh, no, the discussion won't go away. But it will go away. I need to clarify
hopefully,
that. Yes, I need to clarify
hopefully.
Okay, and so we'll bring you the second part of the climate talks, turning waste into energy. We played the first part yesterday. So in the final, after the headlines, that conversation, the final part will come to you. And of course, there's another conversation with Dr. Mane Boama.
Yes. Multiti will be sitting with Dr. Mane Boama to look at the NDC and the way forward.
Yes. So an exciting lineup coming up for you. So we'll go on a break. When we come back, we'll bring you the quotes of the day and we'll move straight on to our discussion on online job search.
Stay with us.
And welcome back. You're still watching hashtag GTV Breakfast. It's time now for that motivational boost for the day. I know a lot of you have a lot of plans for your lives, but then again, you keep, hurting yourself by saying that it's not possible. You want to do something and keep telling yourself, but this, but that, but that. But now we have a quote from Les Brown, and he is saying, the only limits to the possibilities in your life tomorrow are the buts you use today. You get that again. The only limits to the possibilities in your life tomorrow are the buts you use today. I want to go to school, but I don't have money, so maybe I'll save up and go later. You keep telling yourself, but. We can solve the Galamsey issue, but what about joblessness and all that? A lot of possibilities, we keep limiting ourselves. Please, Les Brown is reminding us the only limitations to us are the buts we give to ourselves. So, moving on to our tech corner, David Jedu is standing by for our conversation. David, hi, how are you? I'm also good.
Great.
What should we expect this morning?
All right, today we are talking about online jobs search and application. So how best that you can search for a job online, not just searching for the job online, some opportunities around jobs, and also how best you find the rare jobs, not be scammed. Today we have a lot of scams, activities around job search, and that avenue has become lucrative enough for the scammers, the fraudsters to take. So whilst looking for job or searching for jobs, what do you have to do? The pros and cons of it, we're going to talk about that, senior. Yeah, so that's what we're looking at. But before we start, we look at what is happening today from the cyber live threat map. You can see today that there are so much attacks going on. We have closely 6,641,800.
And it keeps rising.
Yes, please, it will, because the threat level is going up and job scams are going up, employment scams are going up. So the database keeps running like that.
Yeah, but when you mentioned scams earlier, I realized that it's not just in Ghana. I know some people are also looking for remote work. And I know a friend who applied for a job in Canada, and they said they'll work on the visa for them, so they should pay some amount of money. When they get to Canada, then they give, with their first salary, they can pay back that money. And it was so fishy and everything.
Yeah, even just yesterday, throughout the night time, we were helping a client where it's quite interesting. She's a lawyer. Yeah. And she won opportunities online. So if a whole lawyer could be scammed, how much more you? What did you study in school that you can?
And it's amazing how we think, we are learned, we are intelligent. Those things will never happen to us. And
trust me. Today the scammers, they are very creative. And their tricks and their techniques are more advanced and sophisticated. It takes only some few things to check them. If not, you fall at the wrong hands.
Yeah. So what are the best online platforms where you can get the right jobs?
All right, sure. So before we get online job, there's one thing that work across that we need to get. That is resume. So we need to get, you call it CV, curriculum vitae, talking about yourself. See, most of the organizations check that because that is the first impression about you. They want to know who you are, so it has a format. Every resume has a format in every level that you find yourself. I'm not expecting a master's degree holder CV should be the same like somebody going to look for security job, a home care job. But so every level and what do you expect to have? So we are living in the technological world whereby things are easy to do. So you can use platforms. Right. Maybe you didn't go to school to study how to write a resume, but completing school.
Did you study that in school?
I'm not. I'm trying to recall where I could find that.
I also don't remember studying that.
So we only rest on these online platforms to help us. Those are time we call on those business writers, researchers to do those resume for us. But now platforms could help you. So a good platform like resume.io.
Okay.
Resume.io. So only 2% of resumes make it past the first round.
Out of all the applications, only 2%.
Only 2%. Wow. Because some are not accurate. So how do you create a resume? So it can just go to create a resume, and then they ask you some few details. Then you have a proper, well-researched, well-organized resume created. That is the first step.
Wait, hold on. So does that mean you put in the information and then the website
so you go to create
the profile for you?
Yeah, so you go to create a resume. So it has a template, right? So look at this template. So you choose the template. They are just templates to choose how well you design it and all those things. But the format the approach is the same. So some has images, your picture here, some too is like this. Yeah. So you choose. So if you look at this format, employment history comes first, their skills comes here, references comes here, and it follows suits like that. And here too, they have their profile here. They have the I chose on one. That's
why it's
yeah. So you just click on it, and the profile is being generated for you. And this is standard. You won't do this one. And sometimes people talk so much on their resume. That is
they give out too much information.
It is not a place to. You have to go straight to the point. Let them know. So that's one of the platforms, resume.io. In case you don't know how you can get your resume done, we're talking about how to apply for online jobs, and you need resume. So we're looking at resume.
And can we apply those resumes to like traditional job interviews as well, or is just this one is just for online jobs?
No. Traditional. All job searching.
All jobs.
All job seeking, right? Because what we know is that even if the job is being posted online, sometimes you go physical for interview. Yeah. So though we're talking about online job opportunities or how to apply for online jobs, yes, some of them you go and work physical. It's only few that you do remote. Even that they would want to experience who you are before. Some of them, not all. We have 1, 2 here. ZT.com can also professional resumes and cover letters too for any job. Any job. So one mistake we do is that we keep one resume for all jobs we are seeking.
That's not a good thing.
It's not, because possibly you are looking for a job in different angles. But right now, graduates today can look for jobs. I know somebody who is agriculture working in the bank, so he kind of, because when it comes to resume and the company, sometimes they are not interested in your certification and all those your big grammars. They want the expertise that you can help them promote their business. That's all. So the resume you developed for agriculture firm should be different from the resume you're developing for tech firm.
Because I know a lot of people feel it's like I'm in the same field. It's like this is what I'm doing. So why don't I just tell the people this is what I'm doing? That's why I'm applying for the job. So some people don't feel the need to change the resume too much.
Sometimes the industry you are going in is way different from the others. Assuming like I'm in the tech industry, like I only apply within the tech industry, fine, because it's still within the tech industry, but different rules within, right? So it's still applicable. But this one, you are moving from the tech industry to maybe agriculture, you understand, to the banking and finance. So they want to have the hospitality. They want to know kind of experience from that side, and then so you need to have let's say a good CV. So we have this platform too. ZT2 can also help you organize, so try and resume our resume builder. You can just build it, right?
I kept reading the resume in my mind. But
yeah. And lastly for this one, we have this one, Nova's resume. Also, we have the online resume builder, getting folks hired by BBC, Google, Apple, Tesla.
That's a good marketing line for them.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like moving from one industry to the other, you have a CV you use, for instance, to apply for tech jobs because you're in the tech field. Do these websites help you to transform your CV, your resume to suit a job in a different field?
Yes, please. Okay. Because they have AI element there. So based on the kind of job you're looking for and the kind of info that you give them, they are able to regenerate their CV in a very new way. It fits the job so that you can be selected, right? Because see, if you're a business owner and you're looking for banking and finance, and people are coming from agriculture and these things, you definitely sort the business guys or for the financial people first. If you are not able to get what you want, and you feel that the other person could, that's where it comes in. And if that opportunity didn't come for you, you are out of the market.
So what about people who have gaps in their resume? For instance, they were working for a period of time, and then it's like maybe a year or 2 or maybe 3 years, they weren't working, but they resumed work afterwards or something.
If you're not working, what were you doing? You are doing something else. So you state it. If you are not working, if you don't want to state it, you don't state it. Right? So it's just about when they ask you in the interview, you know what to say, that within this area, I was in school, I was schooling. I was doing that, So it's allowed. It's allowed. Right, so then let's go to some of the, let's look at, searching online jobs, right? Looking at the 10 steps for effective online job search. Before we go to the platforms, I'm going to give you a lot of platforms to help you search for that good job you're looking for online today. Now, so let's think through this. Think careful about the type of job you want. Think carefully about the type of job you want, the type of jobs they are, the types of jobs that are available near you, right? Then if the second one is find the website for employers that needs the service you want to provide.
Yeah,
right?
I think this one is very important because I know some people just apply because they saw the information without really researching about the company.
And that's the reason why we are being scammed online. Exactly, because everywhere, because their focus here is that I need a job.
Yeah.
So whatever they come across, whatever it is, they just put their resume inside.
Yeah.
And they keep giving them their personal details.
Now, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you give them, Scan the available jobs, right? That jobs are available, scan them. When you find an interesting job posting, read it carefully. And that's very important. You need a job online. Sometimes they give you some jobs that you have applied for, you don't qualify. But you just saw that they need an IT guy, so you think you're also an IT guy, so you just apply for it. They won't call you, waste your time. Read about it and feel that at least I'm 70% of the requirement they are requesting, or 60%, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so at least there should be some percentage above the normal margin for you to be able to get the job.
Okay,
right.
so that means when you see like a job application, it doesn't
read about
mean,
the requirements.
Yeah, so it's not like you have to fall for all the requirements before you apply.
Yes, you don't
it's
have
like
to.
partly...
You can't be.
Okay.
You can't be because you have in-service training.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that there's anyone that you can fill in because every company, even within the IT, we have general softwares, but I have my own unique softwares I use.
Okay.
So I'll just actually, I need somebody who can do A, B, C, D. The rest, when you come in, you learn on it.
You
You understand?
So it's allowed.
So it's allowed. Yeah. Then next one, find your job. When you find a job posting, you want to apply for it. Take time for a little more research. So you just have to find time, research about it. Which company is giving out the job? The website that stated that they need people, did they bring their details on that? Is it a third party, hiring people for the organizations? All those things online. Why, if you're not able to get that right, it will affect you.
Okay.
Yeah. No, plan and build your application. That's where AI comes in, like resume.ai comes in.
And the ZT.
So they would help you to be able to build a good
and with the
resume.
AI, it won't be too difficult once you fill in your information and then
it gives you, and you can edit it, you can edit it because AI tells that they also make mistakes. So you don't just take whatever they give you.
A lot of people are afraid of AI. Is there a way of AI saying that, oh, you shouldn't be afraid of me, I also make mistakes?
Yeah, they write it down there. ChatGPT writes it down there. I also make mistakes. So
for those who don't trust me,
I also make mistakes. Okay, now so you keep a record, right? So you keep a record of whatever job you have applied for online. This is very important. Whatever job you're applying, of which I'm going to show you all the platforms you can apply for, both local, international, and remotely, you need to keep database or records of all the jobs you have applied for, the positions that you were looking for, and also the companies that you apply to. The reason is that the issue I was working on, the lady was much clever enough because she applied for legal something in the organization and they sent her an email about finance and finance. So by the time she gave us her personal details, then she recollected that no, I didn't apply for financial something. I applied for law. But then the details are gone. Your Ghana card, your passport, other things are gone.
Pictures
are gone. And we're talking about impersonation in high level of degree. So all those things are very important. You keep data of that. Now after applying for a job,
in case they also call you back, you need to remember that, I applied for it.
Then some people don't even know where. You call them, I applied so many years ago. I forgot.
It's not easy. It's not your fault.
I get it, right? And after applying for a job, immediately begin looking for more opportunities. Don't apply for one job and feel that is it. This is my dream job. I'm working at the U.S. Embassy.
What if in your heart of hearts, in your mind, you feel that like this is the job for me? So maybe.
Did you create it yourself that you feel that you're going to get it? Somebody, your destiny is in somebody's hands. I think then you go to Atria to pray more about that.
My goodness.
Check the prayer in 2 or 3 weeks, employee. Then remember that rejection is just a part of the process.
But some people will not give you any feedback whether your application succeeded or not.
That's a bad company.
At least with that one, you just continue. Like you said, and as soon as you apply, just
leave them continue. Just give your database. And please know that if you have been rejected a million times, KFC has that.
Yes.
I think one of your motivation was cover that. So keep trying. If you are rejected, doesn't mean you can't do it, right? Now let's come locally. How can we find jobs? These platforms like gg.com, Ghana, we know. So you can come here, look at it. they have here seeking works and CV. Look at it. Almost about 12,800 jobs are available. You know, seeking work and all those things. So here, when you come
that's
here,
gg.com, yeah?
Yeah, gg.com.
Okay.
So seeking work CVs in Ghana. So these are they are looking for job. Some people put what they are looking for. I'm dedicated and highly skilled in IT specialist, network support engineer with passion for Sudan Suman, and that he is looking for 2,000 to 2,500. So if you're also a business owner, you want people to employ, you can come to these platforms and find opportunities. So people put their pictures there and show you what they can do. So please employ them. Do I see hacker here? IT support.
It's the picture they chose.
I would have just contacted this guy, and he needs, he just needs 700 to 1,000 cities. Right, I have this platform. Then let's go. We have platforms like jobwebghana.com. So here too, you can find jobs through this platform, JobWeb. So these are local job platforms that you can search for. And then we go to Jobaman. To Jobaman too, you can find jobs there, right? You can find jobs there in Jobaman, and you put your location and everything, everything there. Now we have this. We go on a little bit international. We have LinkedIn. LinkedIn is also a platform that you can also get more jobs, get more job opportunities, right?
So when you log in, for instance, you type in the kind of job you're looking for,
so LinkedIn, the best is that you build your portfolio there.
That's why you have people, their profiles are
profiles are rich, you know. So
very, very rich.
Yeah.
Sometimes it puts the fear of God in my heart. I'm like, hey, what's this?
Yeah. Some people believe in they build good profile, and there are lots of. And LinkedIn, trust me, the premium works. The premium, you have more access, you know. So people are using the premium and getting more gigs in LinkedIn, right? So we are moving to the international. Then we also go to platforms like Indeed. Indeed.com, right? So whatever you are doing, whatever you are looking for, you just come here and search for it. So we are hiring full-time remote, whatever it is. The state you can just put in there. So job title or company, whatever you're looking for, you just keep putting there, and then it scans for you. So I can just look at. Let me just see what we have. Some here part-time jobs, remotely. Right, then
should I press the search button?
Just search for me any job part-time remotely. So we have a lot of them here. Part-time job, JD application review, we have that here. We have part-time elevator, IT analyst, you know. We have office assistant part-time. Right?
But you see some of these international jobs, for instance, I know a friend, some people complain about the fact that when it comes to the payment, you need PayPal or something like that, and that doesn't work here in Ghana. So if you apply and you get a job, for instance, how best do you access your funds?
Yeah, if you've been able to be shortlisted to get the job, getting PayPal account, you have friends, connect friends outside. PayPal is not working in Ghana, Nigeria. But what about your cousins, your relatives abroad?
Okay.
They can help you create some.
Okay.
Right. The fact is that you've been able to get the job, you're receiving goods. You have to be able to find a way to receive it.
Yeah.
I know most of them use PayPal because of convenience, and sometimes some of them to use our banking. But most of them, let's say 50% or majority of them use the PayPal. So since you want to do this, you look at the requirement.
Yeah.
If you feel there's no way you are getting the opportunity of creating PayPal, don't apply for it.
Yeah.
Don't waste somebody's opportunity, because if it had not been you, it would have been somebody
else. Yeah.
Right. So if you know it, that's what I'm saying, that read the requirements and believe and feel in that if you can provide all the necessary requirements that they need, why not?
Yeah. And these websites are safe, or some of the job opportunities are also you still have to be careful.
Yeah. See, whatever it is, I can create a secure platform indeed, but the point here is that you're not dealing with the people who created the platform.
Okay.
You are dealing with people who have posted jobs there.
Yeah.
So that's why we have to look at the red flags that we'll be talking about. That as you've been shortlisted for the job, there are some red flags you have to check.
Okay.
You understand? So about all this. So let's keep moving up. Upwork.
Okay.
Can also get you some few jobs online, right? So you can search for millions of jobs opportunity on this platform. And
there's also like an international kind of platform.
Yeah, international.
So it's like
the
whole world.
The whole world is covered.
Yeah, okay.
The whole world is covered. So let's see if you have more for you here. We work remotely, right? Yeah.
And it's like it's becoming quite popular, isn't it? Remote work.
Exactly. Because now we want to work everywhere.
I think COVID showed us that it's possible. So now a lot of people prefer to do the remote work.
Yes, you can do it. you can do it. So that's
a lot of these jobs seem like they're IT related. Do you have that? Do they also, that's Upwork, we work remotely? Yeah. Can you search for other?
All other jobs. So you have a lot of jobs. Let me see. You have all types of jobs. All types of jobs.
Okay, I see management and finance, sales and marketing. Okay.
All types of jobs.
Customer support as well.
So, but if you are seeing IT dominating, then if you're a youth coming up, you should also fine-tune your career.
Yeah.
So you have to research, you have to look at where the world is going.
Yeah. And we know the future is, IT.
Yeah, thank you very much. Welcome to our world.
We are in your world.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now let's look at some. So here is opportunitydesk.org.
I like the name of the website.
Yes, get opportunities. So you're looking for jobs. There's opportunities around, so you can come here to these platforms, opportunities. We have these ones too here, too. We have now. Sometimes we're looking for jobs online, opportunities, and we cannot always be online searching for these.
Okay.
So we have platforms that they would alert us.
Okay.
When there's a kind of job in our niche.
Okay, that suits you.
Yes.
Okay.
So I say, okay, I need a job around cybersecurity. Anytime you find someone online, notice me in my email, then I quickly apply.
Yeah.
So platforms like
is that what Glassdoor?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do that. So they will creating job alert for you.
Okay.
Within your niche.
Okay.
So
does that mean you upload your CV, your resume, and all that?
Yes. So tell them what you do, what you are into.
Okay.
So anytime they find out that, they will just prompt you that hey, DK, there's a job here. They need A, B, C, D, and you feel that you can do that. So kindly apply. So always when you apply first, you stand a chance of sometimes mess you allocate to.
Which one? This one.
Yes, let's go to the next. I think also so that's the same thing. Okay, monster.com too does the same thing. Also,
But why such a name anyway? Go ahead.
Work from home, part-time, customer service, data analysis, delivery, driving, engineering, all these things. So
the sites you've mentioned, some of them I know of some of them, but like how popular are they that people use them a lot?
So if you are looking for jobs, I believe that you even have more than this I'm showing you.
Okay.
They who are looking for jobs, they have a lot.
Yeah.
Because and some of them are not legit. Why? Because they are looking for job. That is it. Quickly, let's want us to look at some of the. Okay, these are some of the platforms to check for red flags. About job opportunities. So you come here, investment scam, crypto scams, and all these things, phishing, employment fraud, and others. So you're looking for a job. There are so much red flags that we have to check, right? So, and even when there's one tip I give to my people.
Yeah.
Now, any opportunity you find online, say there's a company looking for maybe Cyber One Defense want job, they are giving out job opportunity. One thing that you could do is that you just go to Google, type the company name plus scam or fraud.
That should bring up anything connected.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you get to know the reviews, what people are talking about them. It could be that it's just an online. I know companies, guys have developed a serious online companies that you check and everything is right. Grammar is on point. They have all the things that you would ever check, but still they are fraud.
So how about Google bring up the result?
So Google they have these website that they crawl around the space. Hear what people talk about you. So whatever you are doing, they keep track of it. So they will use that as a suggestion, recommendation, just to give you that somebody dealt with them some weeks ago and said that. You go and read the comment about them.
Usually, is that up there, or you have to scroll down?
No, so you just when you just go to, I don't know if I have my keyboard. No, just give me another page. And so you just go here and type the company name plus. So like if Scam Advisor plus scam.
Okay.
It gives you whatever they are talking about them relating to that. That is what we call Google docking. Advanced Google searching.
Okay.
You understand? When you are studying cybersecurity, that's one of the things that we show you how to do. You don't search anyhow the way an ordinary person will search on Google. You search for specific information. So you just add the company name plus scam or plus fraud. It brings you everything regarding that. And you would know that you advise yourself that, no, I'm dealing with the wrong people. So that is that. So Scam Advisor will help you get that. So you just, Scam Advisor to when you have something, just put in there, it runs a scan on you and gives you whatever people think about them.
Yeah, but it's like you're referring to the fact that everybody is also advanced. People create very nice online platforms. Google will help you come up with those that are scam and everything. But what about those who also protect their privacy? Because sometimes the job may be genuine and you try to look for it, but you realize that there's no information about the company anywhere.
Yeah.
But it may be, and it's a genuine job. It's just that when you search for it, nothing comes up.
Yeah, so there are red flags that we check for, right? I'm not saying some get a genuine business whereby it has maybe 1 or 2 red flags, but you look at it and look at the index of the red flag. Is that some let's say I'm looking for a job and right there on the spot you start demanding of money. It's a red flag. That is the highest level.
Yeah.
I start a job and you start asking me of my email or personal details. It's a red flag, but it's not as critical as asking of money. So I may pencil it down, but want to look at the next red flag.
Yeah.
And if it's a very fake one, I'll definitely find the next red flag. And you said the red flag will be followed. But the point here is that you don't have an itemized of even red flags to check for when you're applying for online job.
Oh, really?
Yes, they don't. They feel that they can just put in there and they get a job. So one of the red flags are requesting for money.
Yeah.
They do online interviews, and all that they are asking you is like, when you start the interview, they are not really about your profession, about your expertise and how you can do the job, but it's like you've gone the job and they are going to train you.
Yeah.
You understand? So most of the time, this is how the guys are doing to scam people of late. They put out the job advertisement, you apply for it, then they said, okay, well, because there are lots of people, they want you to push you through.
Yeah.
And you know, now everyone is understanding that language. So, well, if you understand the language, for you to go through to get the job, then you have to do the needful. And the needful, you have to pay. Right,
Yeah.
so all those are part of the red flags.
But if we are saying we are understanding the language, what if the job is based in Ghana? That one, is it credible? And then they tell you that because you know stuff like that sometimes it happens.
I know some companies in Ghana here that for the sake they don't want to go through stress, they've outsourced their employment to third parties.
Third party, yeah.
And any good company who have done that assessment, when you go to their website and you are you go for apply of job, they will tell you that speak to these people. Yeah. They state it there.
Yeah.
So we have to know. And when I'm applying for a job, I should know the company I'm applying to. I don't want to start mentioning some company names, but we are dealing with them. Those companies that are giving out employment and they take your 70 cedis, 80 cedis, you don't hear from them again, and you go there, you are a graduate and then they throw you for some reception job for 500 cedis, then you'll be mad and you won't go again. Your 70 cedis is locked.
So it's like it's intentional. So it's like you get mad and leave it. And then
they go make it ball.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yes, and it's going on. Yeah. It's going on. And it is job scam is one of the ways that people are scamming a lot of people. Yeah. You know, so you have to be careful about that. Any job I'm applying to, I should know the company.
Yeah.
Go to their website and find out if they are looking for people. Even if I'm serious enough, I can go there. Physical. Yes, and go there. So no, we have no idea. We're not recruiting. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Then they say that
a lot of things come up like that. For instance, you see a notice that says the government of Ghana is hiring nurses. They are hiring civil workers. You know, and later on, the organization has to bring out an update and say, "Oh, we have not requested for."
We talk about job scam into details. That is very, very serious. You go on some of those social media platforms and you see a fake. An impersonated account raising up for an authority, let's say MP, MC, or all those executive CEOs, saying that we are employing for people, we are employing people into this organization, but you know what, it's backdoor. And that's what they use it to cover up. And it's backdoor. And when it's in backdoor, you're even afraid to report.
I know we are wrapping up. I know that doesn't fall into the scope of our conversation, but sometimes looking at the red flags you've spoken about and everything, you may be there, for instance, and you may get a message from an unknown person, and it's like they may be talking about something that's coming up, or they want you to do something, come for some funds, perhaps vote for someone. Like, how do they get in touch with our numbers? If you can tell us briefly before we wrap up.
And that is our privacy concerns in this country is very, very shaking. I'm telling you the truth. I'm in a constituency whereby there was a political agenda rally in my area, and I received a message that this person is coming. So how did this political party got my number?
How did they?
So the point here is that and this is a private number I'm using. It's not. I know numbers that we have using. See, the fact that sometimes we cover ourselves with that. There are so many data collecting systems. So maybe those data were leaked somewhere, and those information were. But I'm talking about a private number that nobody knows about it.
And you still receive that.
I still receive the message in my constituency. So that should tell you that these things are happening. Some of them quote unquote, are from above. And we yes, and
you come on GBC and say from above. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, because yes, that's it, and I have evidence to that.
Yeah,
you understand.
Anyways.
So the point that is that what we can say is that most of the times we put our numbers in so many databases.
Yeah.
You know, so that even something happens, you don't know where to go to because you put your number Facebook, all these platforms, so you can mine data there.
In order not to remember, it's like we forget easy. You just automatically log in.
Yes. So Gmail login, so it passes your data like that to them. So that's how. But more serious note, if you receive an SMS or something about something you don't want, a job opportunity you don't want, whatever short code that came. If it says SMS, so if opportunity came from maybe short code 907, just send capital stop, capital S, capital T, capital O, capital P to the same short code that send you the message, and that will be blocked. Yeah. So any message you receive on SMS, and you don't want it, just send capital stop, capital S, capital T, capital O, capital P to the same code that sent you the message, and that will block it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, David Jedu, the CEO of Cyber Defense One. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. So that's it for the online job search and applications. I hope you took some tips from there. We're going to go on the break. When we come back, we're doing What's on Your Mind. You tell us what it is. So stick and stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
From GBC Studio One, this is The Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show.
Hi, good morning. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for staying with us. Across social media, we are GTV Ghana. Look for the hashtag GTV Breakfast. My name is Valerie Danso. Across social media, I'm Valerie Danso now. Our WhatsApp number is 055-5561-034. Also, we'll be mentioning our calling numbers in a couple of minutes. Welcome to our family meeting. Multity is here. Jay is here as well. Alan is somewhere. Kafis in Kumasi. Thelma is somewhere as well, but they've joined us spiritually. So we are going to have a conversation on Galamsey, but in the trends today, Trump is in the trends, Asamoah Gyan is in the trends, Pius Hadije is in the trends, Stadium is in the trends, and Galamsey is in the trend, and it's top on our trend list. The MPP is blaming the NDC, the NDC is blaming the MPP. We like to call it, it's now a medical emergency. And so an emergency news conference was organized in Accra Wednesday by the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, which is working with various stakeholders. It was a call to action to urgently protect the country's water resources and environment from the destructive impact of illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey. So in one voice, the group stressed that the government must prioritize and implement long-term strategies to prevent the resurgence of illegal mining, protect Ghana's natural resources, and also promote the health and well-being of all. So we are inviting you to join our family meeting. What long-lasting solutions do you think we can bring to the table as just Ghanaians as to how we can stop this menace? So, guys, Multi-TJ, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Why, thank you.
Okay, so the glasses you see here, cheers to you all.
Cheers.
No lose guard and drink it. People, this is Galamsey water we are serving like fruit juice. So cheers, welcome to our Thursday morning. Okay.
It looks so different from the water, doesn't it?
Yes, this is our week. Good water, bad water.
And it goes to let you understand why when Ghana Water Company says the turbidity levels, how to treat it is now becoming difficult. Before even we are going to treat water like this to become like this for us to drink, and you know, we've been talking about the chemicals used. A lot of diseases, cancerous diseases, and if they have to add more chemicals just to ensure that you'll be able to drink the water like this, because if not for the rural folk, I don't think anybody would want to drink water with this color.
And guess what? They do not have a choice. Some people do not have a choice. Mohammed from Tamale is joining our conversation. Hold on, Multiti. Mohammed, thank you for calling us. Good morning. What's up?
Good morning.
Hi, Mohammed. What's on your mind?
I'm fine. I want to greet all the panelists from there. And I want to talk about this Galamsey.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so about the Galamsey, about this government, so we don't know about to talk about this government.
Okay, we are listening. Oh, Mohammed, I think, yeah. Call us back. We want you to finish your sentence. So these are images of polluted river bodies.
So that's the sea, and that's the river that meets the sea. And the difference is very clear from the sky.
Yes.
I'm seeing a statement by organized labor also calling for an immediate seizure of equipment in forest reserves.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and then I know earlier this week they said the whole UTAG was also saying they will go on strike.
So these are the demands from organized labor.
Right.
And so they are, okay, so organized labor demands immediate actions from the President of the Republic as follows. So one, an immediate declaration of state of emergency in line with the provisions of the 1992 Constitutions, Articles 31 and 31(4). The declaration must incorporate the following. A, an order to hold all forms of mining, legal or illegal, in forest reserves and around water bodies. B, immediate evacuation of all mining equipment in forest reserves and around water body. So for this B, we have seen it happen before.
Yes.
We've seen it happen before. So how feasible is this going to be? Are they going to seize it and give it back to the owners behind the scenes
anymore?
So Christopher is joining our conversation. Christopher, good morning. Where are you calling us from, please?
Good morning, and I'm calling you from Kwanta in the Clergy.
Okay, great. What's on your mind?
Yeah, for the Galamsey side, it's a worry situation, and it's something that we all hands must come on deck. If not, we don't know some few years to come where we will be. But my concern is when we leave the fight of Galamsey to politicians, then we should forget it.
Okay.
Because I wonder why a chief and his elders will be in the community in the town, and then Galamsey is going on and they sit on the roof, expecting that politicians should come and tell them what to do. Sometimes I ask myself, what type of leaders are we in the various communities? So my suggestion is we should rather be on the chiefs and elders in the various communities.
Okay.
If a chief and his people in the community are sitting aloof and allowing others to be doing Galamsey, they should rather be taken on. If not careful, and always, because for politicians, this political party will be saying this, then the next another party will be saying this. They are only canvassing for their vote, and something that they will do, and they will not get votes. They will never attempt. Because I will remember when Kufuor put his what online, he realized what he has gotten, what he has seen 2020 election. I don't think he will do that again. And that during that time, NDC were going campaigning the opposite route. So for the fight of Galamsey, we should never entertain the politicians to talk about it, but rather the community leaders, the chiefs and the elders in the various communities should rather be taken in charge of. If not, then we are doomed. This is my suggestion.
Thank you, Christopher. Have a nice Thursday. Thank you for calling us as well. Well, yeah, some people would agree with him.
Yeah, and you know, he's speaking with so much passion and all that. In the sense that they are the lawmakers, they are the ones in parliament. They should pass laws that say we are stopping Galamsey. It's illegal.
It is.
Yeah, so if they are the ones who are passing laws, so why is that we just don't do it once and for all and say we arrest anybody who is doing this kind of thing? Find out who is, supporting these minors. Yeah.
Because we've sat here. Experts have said we have the beautiful laws, the most beautiful laws.
Enforcement of
enforcement. I don't think it's debatable in certain countries like South Africa.
I
was speaking to somebody yesterday, and she said they mine, but you dare not go to a forest reserve.
Okay, guys, let's hold on. Alan is joining our conversation. He's keeping an eye. He's around the Nima market. He's going to be speaking to residents and passers-by. Let's just see what he's up to. Alan, hi. Greetings to you, Alan. Okay, he'll connect with us soon. Okay, so
Val,
there he is.
thank you very much for coming to us. We're coming to you from the Nima market. And very recently, one huge matter that's occupied every other Ghanaian is the phenomenon of Galamsey and its impact on not just our waters, but also some infrastructure that involved a lot of money. I have come to Nima Market to find out from passers-by and also members of the public what their views are as far as Galamsey is concerned, and then we take the conversation out over from there, and we will see. Let me quickly go to this woman who is just getting her seat properly, and we'll be speaking in the Chi language, so I'll try and get interpretation. Ma'am, Pacho morning. Ma'am, Pacho, what are you saying? Mama, me pacho, your friend me Alan, me free GBC, me pacho boarding kakrache.
Your friend me Florence Opare.
Ma Florence, me pacho, ye can't Galamsey, acquire nkoma ye nyina ye di. What drink Japaniga, our Galamsey hone in your hand.
Oh, Galamsey ni dear. Sesiano, Sanya, say, ya sassini yen suno. Oh. As I say, you need to penny. You are not going to make more because chemicals are say as you know. Yes, one you now, so I say. And what I for Debia, your 2 year bill, me a 2 year bill, more bizarre. Almost say chemicals, somebody, a church in so no. Omudi gumu because Galamsey are saying so. I'm pan so ye who sometimes who took quite now road no so eastern region. Who sanya in so nen my call.
Na ebi mususu senka aban kra omi enjoy gold no to o man.
There be to be enjoy gold no too because gold no so e man sika kakra. And America it is eastern region. Western region say Takwa, Pristia side no or Boase, a honum in our name say gold mining no those days na one nature say. Now honum the umber to me I share for government. Now kitten kitties I still region kitten now mutu Galamsey no. And no was so mujai. A higher bibia higher economy cra.
Me we dia me da se pa no adwenkyere e ma Florence me da se pa ma me nkona me ni abrantie so nkodi nkomo hwe se wono nso na adwenkyere e wo Galamsey ho no no ne ne he. Boss, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I beg, this morning we are talking about Galamsey. What do you think about Galamsey?
Okay, talking of Galamsey, Galamsey is one of the headaches of this nation because it's one of the works that spoils our water bodies. It pollutes our water bodies, and also deforestation. It causes deforestation too because people clear trees in order to get gold out of it. And Galamsey, for instance, is a term given to the process, like the unprofessional process of extracting the gold.
Right. So are you of the view then that because of its impact on our environment, on our health, and also on even our dependence on natural foods and water, this whole thing must be banned or stopped entirely?
Okay, talking about banning it entirely is not a good idea, but I'm of the view that the youth that are into it should be given the training. They should be given the know-how, the technical know-how on how to extract these resources in a better way, instead of doing it in a way which harms our environment. So I think one of our presidential candidates for the nation, that's His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, he stated emphatically on his manifesto that he's going to bring an initiative which will help the youth to do it in a better way, unlike the big companies that are into gold mining, like Goldfields and other big companies that are into gold mining. So I think if that initiative is being brought, it will help the youth a lot, and it will bring down the harm Galamsey is causing to our country.
Thank you very much for expressing this profound and wonderful view. It is very well taken. Let me try and go across to a food vendor and see what she will also have to tell us about Galamsey, and then I'll come back to you in the studio. Ma'am, Pacho, morning.
Morning.
Me Pacho, if Remy Alan Pacho, if I was saying. Mami Amina, me Pacho, I no pay ye di Galamsey home come. What you saying?
Galamsey, they are hard you.
Quite Ben soon hard you.
Because I say I see I affect you soon. You soon I use soon. Because of that area have about 3 weeks near you.
Hey, Nasa Hamunya Galamsey.
You're not going to sit by so one pumping my head. And I and I say I buy the young soon. That is the problem. They say about 3 weeks in this area I use you. Miss me your cocoa. Cocoa bullets you say your cocoa. It's a me car. Another area and make a pencil at the bar. It's a very big problem for area Hamai.
So that's Mami Amina's view. Even though she lives in the Greater Accra region where Galamsey is no activity ongoing in Accra, the impact of Galamsey on water bodies meant that in the last 3 weeks she's had to buy water from tankers because she can't use any other source of water. There's no tap flowing here in Nima for her to prepare her cocoa and sell to her customers. Thank you very much for coming to us. Over to you in the studio, Val. Take it out.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Alan, for that report. And that's the ripple effect of Galamsey, the true cost of illegal mining. Actually, this has been our family meeting. We promise you there'll be a part 2 of a conversation on Galamsey during the headlines. I've been doing this with Malti T and Jay Gabra. Thank you, our callers, Mohammed and Christopher, for joining our conversation. Cheers to you guys. We'll see you after the break.
Residents of the mining areas also continue to experience rise in reported cases of respiratory diseases. The ugly face of Galamsey.
to those of you watching us on GTV Sports Plus. Well, the marathon continues. It's now time for us to come your way with the updates so far as the world of sports is concerned. My name is Akosia AJ. And in our first story, we're looking at Ghana, CAF, and our stadiums. And so the Confederation of African Football, that's CAF, has withdrawn its approval for the Baba Yara Stadium in Kumasi, Ghana, due to technical infractions, including an unsuitable playing field. CAF said it took the decision after observations made during the recent Africa Cup of Nations qualifying match between Ghana and Angola, which was played at the Baba Yara Stadium on the 5th of September 2024. CAF said based on those observations, it has concluded that the stadium did not meet the required standard for hosting Category 3 international matches. CAF said its team identified several issues, including a playing field that was deemed unsuitable for competitive matches. The stadium's playing field has deteriorated significantly with uneven surfaces, poor drainage, and inadequate grass cover. CAF officials expressed dissatisfaction with the state of the stadium, citing the need for Guinean authorities to invest in upgrading the facility to meet international standards. Given the absence of any other CAF-approved Category 3 stadiums in Ghana, CAF has requested the Ghana Football Association to select an alternative venue from among those approved by the Confederation of African Football outside Ghana for match day 3 and 4 of the African Cup of Nations Morocco 2025 qualifiers. Additionally, CAF advised that the stadium management engage experienced companies immediately to undertake the necessary refurbishment to meet CAF and FIFA standards. CAF went on to indicate that once the needed renovation works were completed, it would, at the GFA's request and expense, conduct an independent inspection to reassess the stadium's suitability for future matches. The Baba Yara Stadium, which has a seating capacity of over 40,000, has hosted several high-profile matches in the past, including World Cup qualifiers and AFCON matches, as well as Ghana's 6-1 victory over Egypt in 2013. In some other stories, female football administrators participating in the ongoing specialized GFA and FIFA capacity building workshop for regional women's Division 1 clubs have admitted that knowledge acquired during their workshop will be beneficial to their work in their various clubs.
Administrators course for female football administrators at the regional women's Division 1 level is ongoing at the Ghana Soccer Center of Excellence in Pram. The specialized capacity building workshop, in collaboration with FIFA Women's Development Program, forms part of the implementation stage of the Ghana Football Association. The first session of the club administrators course for female football administrators.
We'll bring you that video much later. In some other stories, the brands and commercial manager for Ghana Premier League side, Nations FC, Kennedy Boache Ansah, says the Abrankese Bay side will have a much better outing in the ongoing 2024-2025 Ghana Premier League season. The Eagles drew Bahrain with Bichem United on match day 1.
Our biggest ambition is to be able to win the league, but one game at a time. The first we know 1 point, which is too bad a result for us though, but early days yet. The ambition is to be able to remain in the league and hopefully, so I don't say it's my league as well. They're putting normal in place. Even getting the Lotto sponsorship and all this, normal management of Nations FC, they put in place to ensure team on and on the field and off the field, at least we'll be able to get the needed attention at the
Well, still on football, Real Tamale United have unveiled their new reserve jersey for the 2024-2025 Division 1 League, and it's nothing short of remarkable. According to the club, the sleek white kit beautifully celebrates the spirit of the northern region by incorporating intricate sections of the regional map into its design. The thoughtful feature serves as a tribute to RTU's deep-rooted connection with its home as iconic local areas such as Savalugu, Kumbugu, and more are represented across the jersey. The design is more than just a piece of apparel. According to a club statement, it's a symbol of pride for both the team and its loyal supporters, which every match played in this stunning kit, the players will carry a visual representation of the northern region on their backs, uniting the community behind the clubs. Well, we wish we had seen that with them when they were playing in the Ghana Premier League. But to Accra Hearts of Oak now, where they have strongly denied recent reports suggesting that their head coach, Abubakar Otara, has been handed a 5-game ultimatum to secure his job. The club's management has labeled the rumors as entirely false and fabricated. So in a statement that was released across all social media pages of Accra Hearts of Oak, it says the management of Accra Hearts of Oak Sporting Club would like to emphasize and notify all our stakeholders and the general public that reports of making rounds on some social media outlets that the head coach Abubakar Otara has been given a 5-match ultimatum is entirely false and fabricated and should therefore be disregarded as such. The management and the supporters leadership, that's the NCC, issued a communique employing all Phobians to throw their unflinching support behind the team as they go into the new football season to ensure that our collective interest of achieving success is met, and this is firmly on course despite the setback in match day 1. It continues by saying that Coach Watara, his technical team and players deserve our support, which is paramount to our resolve to achieving success. We therefore urge all media outlets to verify all information they receive on the club before going to public to avoid spreading falsehood. But we were also at the stadium where the fans, after match day 1, actually said that they needed the coach to be sacked. That's the chant they were singing. That's what each and every fan at the Accra Sports Stadium said, because they say that the club have done everything well for the coach and players to perform well. But that was the information coming from the supporters. And so to some other stories now, to the camp of Victor Osimhen and Jose Mourinho. As Fenerbahce boss Jose Mourinho says, he has a very good relationship with Victor Osimhen, adding that his arrival in Turkey is fantastic for the Super League. Mourinho has also accused the new Galatasaray signing, Victor Osimhen, of diving too much, but admitted he is an absolutely fantastic player.
About Osimhen.
After this break, one of the major questions we're asking today is where would you prefer the Black Stars to play the remainder of their AFCON and World Cup qualifiers? Would you say Togo? Would you say Ivory Coast? Or would you suggest we go to our home ground in Nigeria, the Moshood Abiola Stadium, to play our home games? We'll return after this break.
Welcome to the headlines, the newspapers, front pages. Oh, so a big birthday shout to Thunder, a belated birthday shout. He's in the video right there with Brother Sammy. My goddess.
And let me also send a quick one to Evelyn the Piper. Today is also your birthday. Happy birthday to you as well. You're also a Virgo, part of September's finest. Happy birthday to all of us. Once again, all of us. Yes.
Okay, until the papers. Begin with the Ghanaian Times. Government orders action against Galamsey, pushes regional ministers, RECSEX to intensify enforcement efforts nationwide.
That story on page 11. Support government to build resilient economy, maintain peace ahead of December polls. That's from the Labour Minister.
Okay, election 2024. Alan, two others filed nominations to contest December 7 presidential poll.
Okay, and on page 12, Organized Labour Association CSOs joint call to combat illegal mining. That's on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper.
Right, the Daily Graphic. A Fangate cocoa price soars tone up from 20,928 Ghana cedis to 48,000 Ghana cedis, back from 1,308 Ghana cedis to 3,000 Ghana cedis. Wow.
Yeah. And then more groups rise against Galamsey. Currently, one of the most trending talking points now.
Yes, indeed. And back to election 2024. That's the story on Alan and two others who filed their to contest the elections yesterday.
Yeah, he revealed his running mate to partner private sector investors to develop network across the country. Story on the pages 3, 5, and 7 of the Chronicle newspaper.
Okay, more Galamsey issues. Small-scale miners reject calls to ban mining.
I see some small headline there, which is making me smile. Common attraction, Sports Minister and NSA bosses should be sacked. We can't even grow grass under their watch. And it says, read Able Concert tomorrow.
Okay, more Galamsey stories. Regional ministers tasked to intensify actions against Galamsey.
And Alan Cash files nomination, giving hope to Ghanaians. That's stories on the front page.
Do you want to read our verse of the day? Please bring it back, guys.
Let's go back to the verse of the day.
There it is.
Yes. So this is the word of the Lord. It's coming from Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Amen. Thanks be to God. Amen.
Amen. Right.
Daily Guide. MPP popularity goes high. New survey.
Pfizer commits $5 million to health sector.
And Efagate Elite Bar Association. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to stop doing headlines. I'm just saying.
MPP NEC confirms Kabiru as Wale Wale PC.
Shooters won't shoot and kill Galamsey operators. This is from Napo.
Cocoa price up, bag hits 3,000 Ghana cedis. And that's the Daily Guide. Okay, the Daily Dispatch. The EC needs our prayers. They become scapegoats for people who lose elections. Baumia is saying that, and there's a picture of him and Jean Mensah.
Yeah, Alan Tremartin picks Kwame Danso as his running mate. They put their ages there as well. That story on page 11 of the Daily Dispatch newspaper.
MPP's road infrastructure is nearly double the African regional average. The Minister of Roads is saying this.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now let's do some throwback. Let's go back in time. And this is, the Daily Graphic.
Made in Ghana. This is November.
Is it 30th? I think, yes. Or is it 24th?
24th. Wow. What's the year?
The year is not
okay,
too
so
clear.
Made in Ghana, a survey of our local industries, part 2. State industries step up production. So this
by
is
a special correspondent, yeah.
And then there's more, some sort of ad.
For high-class furniture.
And then there's new design, state furniture. Okay, so that's what the Daily Graphic looked like.
Yeah.
Way back in November 24. Okay,
yeah,
so
and this is March 4th, 1976.
I was nowhere near born.
None of us.
So no backdoor sales allowed. Currently, there are backdoor sales still. Kutu tells said, Dennis, Ghana has a bright future.
We do. We just have to take away Galamsey and we'll be fine.
Yeah, well, Rev is here already.
Yes,
and so he'll be telling us. I'm sure he was born way back. He was here, so he'll be telling us
and
more
then,
about
of course,
that.
Silver Cup, of course, very famous.
Okay.
First Independent Soul Convention, and there's in memoriam
some sort
over
of
there.
Obituary.
Of our beloved parents. So yes, that's the daily graphic. Saturday, March 4th, 1976, and that's it for the throwback and the headlines.
Okay, yes, we are leaving you guys, but Alan is sat there with the Rev and the Sheikh, ready to digest everything that's happening, what you are talking about, and we are leaving you with a song from Amapiano.
Amate Ano, Maria, yes, Maria.
People, enjoy.
Amapino, yes, Amapino.
Gone right, there's that beautiful song by Amapino, Maria. Nyonchile minkle kankan, washe wongmo, washe woyino, lacha ko ni chami yo he wondane inkebo yue. Sumo yo moko ni jegbeni yue, enene fe kenje. I heard this Sumo Maria. Welcome to the headlines. My name is Darrell Alan Tego. Amapino is just changed the mood in the studio. I'm seated currently to my immediate left is Sheikh Arimya Shaib. He speaks for the National Chief Imam. Sheikh, good morning and salamu alaikum.
Good morning, salamu
alaikum.
Welcome
to the headlines. Right after him is the president and founder of the Worldwide Miracle Outreach, Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete. I call him my father. Papa, welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Now, you have to add the other thing that we are twin brothers. Yes. Very important.
You
have two fathers.
Anyway, this morning on the menu, the one that will go away, implicating everybody else but itself, is Galamsey. That would be our top story. Almost on every front page, you have Galamsey. And viewers, for the first time, we've had to serve our guests Don Simon from the Pra River. You can see there, right there in front of both of them.
This is very sad. This is painful.
In fact, we're going to start this program with a ceremony that makes today's program a different one. Yes. And the ceremony is that we are going to do cheers.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank
Please,
you very much.
Can you all hold up your glasses?
Your glasses.
Whatever you are.
As we enjoy the Pra River.
Yeah, whatever you are.
Mercury as we drink, chemicals
cyanide.
as we drink, cyanide.
I mean, great respect to the president and all in the presidency. Great respect to all parliamentarians, those who are in the Galamsey sites and outside of Galamsey sites, all MCEs, in fact, Nananum. Great respect for all of you. Can you please raise your glasses? This morning we have a special ceremony.
Cheers to
just to glorify God for having given us such waters, for giving ourselves waters that can be so poisonous as to threaten to wipe off, our whole country. So can you hold your glasses, please? Let's have cheers. And please, when you do, take it.
Yes. When you're finished, make sure it goes up. Make sure it goes up. Interesting. Let me come to you, Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete. And Sheikh has already given us what's on his mind, invited us to the table. We're going to be enjoying it.
I think to begin with, I'm hearing of a meeting that went on yesterday between the president and the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Kudos. But it is long overdue. Wow. We should have done this one years and years and years back. Today, as we sit now, I think we've all been irresponsible. And this goes without saying that from our leadership to the least person in Ghana have lost a very big guard. Do you know that it took us a long time to even realize that only a handful of people are on the Galamsey team? And so to think that those handful of people in their greed will mess the whole nation is something that I find very, very irritating. And the question I keep asking, Dara, is that where are our security agencies? With the gutters in their hands, with the sidearms, with the weapons in their hands, with the big titles, what is happening to our police? What is happening to our army? What is happening to our immigration? Why do we have a DCE? Why do we have a district commander of police? Why do we have a regional commander? Why do we have the regional security council and certainly the district security council? Who is gaining what from Galamsey? That is why we are not able to stop it. And Sheikh made a reference the last time. I really agree with that statement that if we could stop churches and mosques and ashrams and deities and of course shrines from attending to what they believe in at the time of COVID. What prevented us from solving this whole talk? Trust me, I think that Ghanaians will become talkers than anything. Recently, this joke, a very good friend of ours, a great man of God in Ghana, a very great man of God, he said he thinks that the Christian leadership is spineless.
Spineless? Whoa.
And also he believes they have no balls. Now, it was very heavy, but trust me, when people are frustrated, they have to use words that will describe certain things. And truly, I think that we have not exercised our authority. If His Excellency the President, or we the clergy, of course this was referred to as the clergy, and I agree that if the church decide to stop these manners, it will be stopped.
Rev,
I know you will come. Give me 30 seconds. But I'm very happy to come on this thing. Yeah. We must not rush this subject at all. In fact, if this whole day today, we're just talking about Galamsey, it's destroying our children, it's destroying the next generation, it's destroying our home. And as we sit down, it's a shame that today we have to cheers with this prayer water that is full of mercury and whatever chemical. So what I think we should do now is that let us come together in what I've coined for many years now in a massive united front to fight this.
Thank you very much. On that note,
Rev, we're going to be watching a short video. Over 35 acres of cocoa land chopped down to make way for Galamsey.
Wow.
Not only that, government took out a 500 million euro investment to change from the narrow gauge rail line to the standard gauge from the Takrady port to Huni Valley. And this is how sad it is. Whereas men are hard at work building the rail line, Galamseyers are digging under the rail line behind them. That video is going to play shortly. And it appears there's nobody saying anything.
It's sad.
Just 5 minutes ago, I was in Nima to speak to members of the public to find out what their views are on the Galamsey menace. And a cocoa seller by the road gave me a very sad and shocking news. That in the last 3 weeks, there's been no water. And Ghana Water tells them, we can't pump the water. And so she's had to buy water from the back of trucks. How much is her capital? If she's spending money to buy water from the back of trucks.
And how safe is even that water?
That water.
How safe is that water for us? So we shouldn't think this thing is happening only in other regions. It's affecting us here.
The food we are buying, all those things coming from those areas are being polluted, contaminated.
Now, let's recount the health implication as well as its impact on infrastructure. Sheikh, does it surprise you when you read reports about children born with defects that were not originally known to our region?
Oh, I think this subject has come here, and we have there was a certain research. The report was, shared with us here, and we
Professor even spoke.
Yes, I mean, kidney problems, children that are born with deformities, maybe the eye, maybe just one eye on the forehead, maybe nose changing, mouth structure changing, and then being born with congenital diseases. I mean, as a whole thing. So what it means is that even the generation yet unborn from beginning have been affected by this. So in effect, the future of our nation is what we are talking about now. So I think the dangers as it is from those who care and have done the research is so glaring. But for those who are benefiting from it, they are either numb to the issue, or let me use this opportunity to speak to the president. Great respect for him. If he were in my family, either he would be my elder brother or be my uncle. I mean, no two ways about that. And I disagree with anyone who looks at an elderly person like this and insult him because he's our president. We will never approve of that. But we should also be able to, I mean, he's an individual. He's overwhelmed with so many things, and we appreciate the difficulties of his work. But we need to draw his mind to this. And I want to say that, Your Excellency, good morning. If there is any one thing we want to remember you for 3 months from now when you leave office, it's about how you have been successful in dealing with this Galamsey menace. We want to remember you for keeping to your words. We want to remember for keeping to your words. At the time you gave an assurance and were excited, if it requires putting your presence online. In other words, the price you put on saving our country is bigger than the amount that anyone gains from this Galamsey thing. It told us also that you as a person are not a beneficiary of this kind of dangerous venture. We want to urge you, keep to your words. Between now and December 7th or January 7th, you have what it takes to do something differently. I respect the president. I want to remember him for good things. I don't want to remember him for any bad thing. I don't want that after him, after you, certain things will be said that will not be very pleasurable and good for family and for the country at large. So I want to urge President, please do something about it. If it requires putting a moratorium, like the religious leaders suggested some time ago, that let's put a ban on all mining activity, I mean, small scale. See, when you make a difference between legal and illegal, where we are getting to, there's a very thin line between what is the legal and the illegal. We are unable to see it clearly. Because of that, in dealing with it, let's put a suspend, and then sit back. When you are driving and you miss the road and you want to change, you don't continue moving. What you do is to stop direction. And that is the symbolism we are using. So let's ban or suspend both legal and illegal mining for now. And let's study and evaluate the situation very well. And see between now and January 7th, when the president, who has great respect for me, also, of course, when I meet him, I know how he accords me great respect, that he will be able to leave behind for you. That's my message for you this morning.
Thank you.
Take action.
Please help me read something here.
Right.
For the first time in the history of Ghana, the Apostolic Fathers have made a press release. Since the Apostolic Fathers was formed to get ourselves together, fraternize, and pray for the nation, this is the first time a statement has been made. And of course, it's in condemnation. Action Chapel, the Archbishop Charles Ajiansari, Bishop Dak Heward Mills, Apostle General Sam Kwanchiankra, Bishop N.A. Takia Boy, Reverend Eastwood Anaba, Reverend Dr. Robert Ampia Kofi, Reverend Bishop Dr. Opon Edujemfi, Bishop Samuel S.N.D. Saki, Mensa of Tema, Fugos of Tema, Bishop Mensa S.N. Mensa, the Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Mama Makwi, myself, Lawrence Tete, the Reverend Dr. Isaac Kwe, and the Right Reverend Dr. Anyanim Boedum, Reverend Dr. Seth Ablo, Reverend Godin Titi Ofe. Of course, Dr. Mensah Tafe, Bishop Dakeward Mills, and Pastor Isuda Naba, who were not even at the meeting, all have thrown their weight behind this thing. That the message, you want me to read it?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So, the press release says, condemnation of illegal gold mining. And then the Apostolic Fathers of Ghana, comprising mostly the pioneering leaders of the charismatic movement in Ghana, have noted with deep concern the alarming escalation of illegal gold mining, commonly known as Galamsey, which has ravaged our nations. These illegal activities not only threatens our environment, but also undermines the livelihoods of water for survival. Certainly, it's not just for them. It's killing all of us here now. Extensive research has revealed that Galamsey has resulted in the pollution of rivers and streams, deforestations and the destruction of land unusable for farming. The consequences are far-reaching, and if left unchecked, will lead the environmental disaster for insecurity and health crisis across our beloved nation. In this illegal mining practice, to immediately stop these harmful activities, we urge you to embrace the long-term interest of the nation and future generations rather than pursuing short-term personal gains. At the same time, we strongly condemn those in positions of influence who have turned a blind eye to the grave issue, driven by selfish interest and personal gain. Find this is symbolic that the long-term consequences their inaction will have on environment and the people they are meant to serve. Ghana cannot afford to let greed escalate the well-being of the citizen. Our love for Ghana compels us to act. The beauty and prosperity of our nation are rooted in the land that God has blessed us with, and it is our collective responsibility to protect it. We must show love for our country and our fellow citizens by safeguarding the land that sustained us. If we truly love Ghana, we will not destroy it for selfish gain. Illegal mining is destroying what God has entrusted to us, and this violation must stop if we are to preserve the
blessings of this nation for future generations. I almost said this nonsense must stop, and I realized it was not me written. The word of God reminds us of our responsibility as stewards of his creation. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who lives in it. Psalm 21 verse 1. This scripture underscores the sacredness of the land that God has given us to protect the nature. I feel a tear, I'm tearing. The Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. Genesis 22 verse 15. The mandate that calls for us to tend the environment, not to exploit it recklessly and for personal gains. Moreover, we invite the moral leaders of our nation, clergy, and all who hold positions of spiritual or moral authority to rise and decry this environmental catastrophe. Let your voices be heard, echoing the urgency to preserve God's creation and stand against the forces that seek to destroy it. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those being crushed. And finally, it says here that we all, and we also, call on institutions such as the Water Resources Commission and the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA 2006, Act 703 is upheld. It is essential that these accountable those who engage in illegal mining activities. Then it said here that, in addition, civil society organizations, CSOs, environmental as defenders of the marginalized and the voiceless, CSOs must continue to hold accountable those responsible for the destruction while educating and mobilizing communities to protect their environment. We commend the media, especially the bold and courageous journalists and individuals like GTV, who have risked their lives to expose the devastating truth of Galamsey. These brave men and women have been our eyes and ears, shedding light on the crisis that some in power have chosen to ignore, which is very sad. Their work is invaluable to the survival of our environment and the future of our nation. Let us come together as one nation to end this destructive practice and restore our land. We call for immediate action and policies from the government to permanently halt Galamsey operations and ensure sustainable mining practices that respect the environment and the people of Ghana. As God's word warns us, woe, now this is dangerous, woe to those who plan iniquity, to those who plot evil on their beds. At morning's light, they carry it out because it is in their power to do it. Micah chapter 2 verse 1. It is time for all to repent and turn from these destructive ways. Together, we can reclaim our land and ensure that Ghana's resources are preserved for generations to come. Issued on behalf of the Apostolic Fathers, signed by Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, and also Dr. Tito Fair, Dr. Lawrence Tete, Archbishop Ajiansari, Bishop Daki Ward Mills, Apostle General Sam Kwachankra, Bishop Takia Boy, Reverend Isuda Naba, Reverend Dr. Ambia Kovi, Reverend Steve Mensah, Bishop Matthew Adai Mensah, Bishop Gordon Kise, Bishop Victor Osei, Bishop
Dr. Opon Edujemfi, Bishop Samuel S.N.A. Saki, Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Mama Makwe, Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete, myself, Reverend Dr. Isaac Kwe, Reverend Dr. Anyanim Bwedu, Reverend Dr. Seth Ablo, and Reverend Dr. Bob Asari. Now, this is how serious we are now. We are not missing words anymore. The apostolic fathers are very, very, very potent people.
Sure.
Sheikh, every one of these fathers I've called are on TV. We also have international recognition. We can bite. And I dare warn our politicians, if you play with apostolic fathers, you are playing with your life. We have our, in fact, I have been on TV since the late 80s. So has most of them been. We have our following, which I call Church Without Walls. That is what I have. And so we should not play games at all with apostolic fathers. And now that they've come this way, it means we can buy. So those of you who are taking advantage of us, don't think you are going to win any election at the expense of Ghanaians. This nonsense of Galamsey must stop. And everybody has the right to stop it. If we want to stop it today, Sheikh, we can stop it today.
Sheikh, at this point, let me ask, will you throw your weight behind the calls for a declaration of a state of emergency in all the known illegal mining sites?
Oh yeah, I mean, as the Reverend was reading the epistle, what was running in my mind is that it's clear to everybody who is listening this morning, and without the need to be scientific about it or to prove empirically that we have hit the crisis stage. Crisis. We are in crisis. Galamsey is not operating now out of a context or operating in a vacuum that it doesn't have effect on those of us living and our survival. It poses an existential threat currently as it's happening now. Because if it affects our food, we are spirit beings, all right, but we have the physical dimension.
Sure.
And that's how God made it. So before we came here, we might have taken something that energizes us, though the spirit dwells in us. So the food we eat, now the water that, they say water is life, the water that we need, about how many percentage of our bodies is made up of water? Is that about 70%?
70%, yes.
Yeah. So when you get, you know,
have you forgotten that biology? 70%.
Mashallah.
70% of our body.
So, and you can understand what it means when you get dehydrated.
Sure.
For those of you who are listening to me, so so why you I mean, you know what it means.
Sure.
Then our cocoa, the backbone of our economy, is under threat. You are doing this thing and you are still talking about Ghana is going out to borrow. What is going to help us out? You are destroying. You are not taking action. That justifies why we must move out and go and take loans from outside. So where we have reached crisis situation. And so a state of emergency in those areas, that's why I'm calling for including the suspension. The major mining areas that we know, that one is a state distance, but any small scale.
As you speak, this video is rolling. And what you saw there is, what you can see currently is over a 35-acre cocoa field chopped down to make way for Galamsey, and it is actively taking place.
So what does it mean to the economy? What does it mean for those of you who are economists? Indeed, when I talk this way, I'm targeting those who occupy positions of authority, the managers of our economy. Great respect to all our president and the vice president and all those ministers. Their economy, if our cocoa farms will be destroyed so much, for a few people to make money out of it, and a few MPs who are in those areas are also beneficiaries. We are told that they have a share. Some of them have some of the sites. They have it. I have been told that they have it. So you see, you can't come and say you are in to serve our country, but on the other side of it, you are also fleecing and draining, you know, and destroying what is there for the future of our country. So this suspension for some time now is something that I am pushing for, and the state of emergency. because that is what will show how serious we are in dealing with this matter. If we don't do that, once again, my great good brother and uncle, President, I don't want to remember you for the bad thing.
Never.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. No. Any time after your tenure, I want to remember you. I want to remember you for a good thing. Act on your vow. If it requires putting your presidency between now and January 7, it doesn't take anything away from you if you say, look, if I fail this thing, even a day to the end of, I will leave office. It will not take any time. It will show the commitment, and we shall always remember you for that.
Thank you very much.
Between now and January 7, please, Your Excellency, take action.
Thank you very much. That's a call, and that's the call from Sheikh Karim Shaib. He speaks for the National Chief Imam, says take action. As we discuss the Galamsey phenomena or menace, my brother and senior Kafui Day and part of the team on the breakfast show are in the Ashanti region, and they bring us this other damning Galamsey video which they recorded, put together this morning. Let's take a look at it, and we'll come back to the studio and speak to the Reverend and the Sheikh and take their views once again on Galamsey.
Welcome to the ancient town of Konongo, northeast of Ghana. It's a fresh morning, and driving from Kumasi, which is that way, towards Accra, I stopped to check out what was happening. Because on the way to Kumasi, a couple of days back, I saw some fences and what I thought was a glimpse of some mining activity happening. So I thought, okay, you know, on the way back to Accra, let me check out what's going on. Konongo is known for gold and manganese. So for such a long time now, they have been producing minerals from the earth. And so if you can see straight ahead, those are the fences I was telling you about, corrugated roofing sheets that are blocking people's view. But if you look through the gaps, you can see what appears to be massive destruction of the environment. So, fortunately for us, there's a breach in the fence of destruction. Earlier on, I spoke to 2 residents of the community, and they claim that there are 13 excavators down there. And there's a stream here which has been polluted, and lots of earth has. Now, if you look down this valley, you can see that there are crops there. I can see plantain and other crops, some maize. So it appears that the farming lands have been taken over by the people who are doing the mining here. And if you look way down into the distance, you will see people hard at work. There's somebody with a yellow bucket or some sort on the head, walking. You can see areas where there's a man standing there in a dark outfit, and areas where the water is crazy. And to think that this mining activity, now you have a house there which is bordering this mining activity that's going on. When I spoke to those residents of the town, they asked a rhetorical question. What are they looking for? What are they looking for? It's a good question. Makes sense. Get out of the ground. And then just today on our way, we were listening to a news report where the lands and ban on small-scale mining because it may collapse the economy. Well, that's his view. And if these are farms which produce our food close to river bodies, which are sources of water, and they are being destroyed, are we not already in a crisis? Is this not already an emergency? I mean, looking at the level of destruction that we see here, and people are at work. You know, they're moving around, doing their work. They'll tell you that this is all they can do. And if you take away these jobs, what would they do next? Let's have a 1-week cycle, tops. You know, something happens, and if, as a PR person, if you sit it out for a week, this news blows away. But has gone to an emergency point. And so this news has now been running as a major news headline back to back for about 2 weeks now. And so you have the Ghana Bar Association calling for action. The Asantini has called for action. Recently in the Ajib area, some youths went and basically shut down an illegal mining operation and handed over the equipment to their chiefs. So it almost seems as if things are coming to a head and people are belatedly waking up and thinking, wow, we are in trouble and something has to be done. In spite of all of this, there's still a call for dialogue. And I'm thinking, what dialogue again? What are you going to be talking about again, really? Is it not as clear as the nose on your face that this kind of level of distraction has gone beyond dialoguing? It requires serious, swift, but well-reasoned action. Because where we've gotten to right now, it's not even funny anymore. So this is Konongo. Konongo is known for gold and manganese mining. And this has been happening for such a long time. But the level of destruction now is gone beyond a joke. I mean, this is not funny anymore. It's never been funny, but this is just over the bar. It's way out of line. You know, water bodies have been threatened, food sources, the environment, pollution, and then the consequences of all of this, diseases. It's a shame. Welcome to Konongo.
And that is the heartbreak just gone. Kafui Day bringing us because that cyanide, that mercury, will eventually find its way to whatever is left on that site as food, whether it's plantain, whether it's cocoyam, whether it's cassava, whatever it is, that chemical will find its way into it. And not too long ago, schools, and this is where we are today. Anyway, let me come back into the studio.
You know,
Reverend Tete.
In the next 2 hours, I'll be meeting with the Tumfor Settles the second. So right from the studio here, I'm flying to Kumasi to meet the Tumfor. By 11 o'clock, I'll be with him. And I want to say to the second is one of the renowned kings we have in Africa today. I mean, he's an exceptional. He's himself and has also shown leadership. So I want to beg Otumfor, even before I meet you at 11 o'clock this morning in Manchester, that bite more. Our Father bites more. If you beginning for Otumfor said to the second, Otiko Koso, kick 1, 2, 3, 4 people, it will set an example for many kings that have become whims. And the truth is that what we are doing to ourselves today is not just going to destroy our rural areas. It's also destroy the urban areas. The food we eat, the cassava come from the rural areas. The corn, the maize come from there. The rice come from there. The tomatoes, the onion, every crop we eat in the urban areas come from there. And if it's that same water that is servicing them, chemicals are leading through us. And homes are being destroyed every day. And so I want to urge every Ghanaian to make sure we take this thing very serious. The question is that, what are our leaders in all the districts and the zones doing? It's not enough to put on the police uniform and say, I'm a district commander, or I'm a regional commander. You should be able to act. And it's also not enough to sit in the army headquarters or the police headquarters and decide what your position is. Let's put our hands on deck and let's work. I'm getting very concerned. There, Sheikh, there's excavators, the machines, the equipment that are used to extract these things don't go through the air.
No.
I keep saying this thing.
Yeah,
They travel on
it
the
goes through customs.
You're forgetting the expression I use.
Yes.
Onyantaban.
Fiji. Oh, I like the word. Fiji. Say Fiji. Fiji. So somebody is responsible. Who gives the licenses? And the truth is that shame on anybody who is part of Galamsey. Shame on you. That's just a handful of people because of greed. And trust me, we all know there are people in certain high places that because of what they benefit from it, they've closed a blind eye. But posterity will judge all of us. I pray that God, I listened to Kumchacha, made some pronouncements. As rude as it was, I think he was right. Who is part of it? I said, Kumchacha, this thing can go a long way. If you drink water, you are cursed. If you eat food from it, you are cursed. If they give you clothes from it, you are cursed.
It may bounce back to us.
For those of you who don't seem to see the effect, Galamsey is not something we can eradicate. We can clear the mess now. The mercury and the chemicals that are being used, it will take us decades to even put it together.
Let's ask questions of some of the moves that has been made in the past in an attempt to curb or stop it. And some has called it lip service. We heard of Operation Vanguard, Operation Galamsey, Operation Calm Life, Operation Halt. All these involving the military and the police. Not only for those from the various mining areas, but also some from Accra. In the event, we lost Major Mahama. Have we really...
I was there. I was in Denchoboase. And if you know what I know and what I heard, it's sad.
Have we really...
I saw the death place where Major Mahama was killed. I was there physically. I did a crusade in Denchoboase. In fact, that was the first time the king of Obuasi himself had to go back to Denchoboase. We took him in the Air Force plane. You can quote me anyway. Of course, I'm on national TV. We took the king, who has not been back to Denchoboase in a very long time. And he was crying throughout. It took us 1 hour to fly from the Air Force base to Denchoboase. When we landed first, all the young men ran away because they thought the soldiers were looking for them. And you don't want to know what I got to know. It's sad.
What has become of all of these? And were they just reactional? Somebody would say knee-jerk.
They were firefighting approach.
No proper thought processes has gone through them.
That is why influences go in, then they back out, or they themselves become compromised in the approach, because the reports are there. I mean, that people go there and they get compromised.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Professor Pimpombatin's report is
the problem is, in my view, they said the Honorable Minister says it will affect the economy, but we are not saying that continuously stop mining completely.
No.
We have reached a crisis state. Suspend it. We're not just ban. Suspend it now. So that all these modus operandi, all those things that we have done, let's do an evaluation of all. What is it that went wrong? What is that caused the failure? Why is that the first instance when people there, they didn't succeed? Why did the second one, they didn't succeed? Why is even the current one? To the point that we lost, somebody had to offer his life. And we don't want to be mentioning this name because we send a certain...
It's painful.
You know, his mother is alive. You know, so
nice,
and those things. So I call him a hero. But that his life, the loss of his life must not go in vain. A nice military man who could remain to rise in the ranks to become somebody had to go in the midst of his work. Look, I saw on video the last brick that was thrown.
Yes.
Wow. I saw it. A dying person lying down, and the last one that was cast on him. Shouldn't it give us a memory of pain? That could stopped. That if that gentleman happened to be in your family, and he has to offer his life to suffer because he wanted to do a service, and they killed him. Not just killing, You know, when
barbarically.
You see, when you die in your room, you know, peacefully, alhamdulillah. Yeah. You know, but to go through this pain, publicly being
lynched
and killed without any clemency, no mercy, no human feeling that the one who he has blood like us. The people killed him this way, so he offered his life. And I think that memories of his painful death must be the foundation of our strong fight and struggle against this thing. It's sad that we have failed. It's sad. It's painful. As we look into the future, we cannot have hope. We cannot rely. And this, I say this to all the politicians. They have not. All of them have not given us the grounds to believe that they can do anything. Have you heard all of them now talking vehemently against Galamsey? All the political parties. Have you heard them? I want to see the parliament.
They are busy making us promises.
They are busy now.
For them, vote for them. Shedding blames.
For them is the election. Now they are shedding blames. Oh, I am doing it now, but you didn't.
You polluted more than we are doing now.
Oh my God.
Sheikh, I was in a particular country I don't want to mention now, where Barbara Mahama is working now. Of course, it's because of the situation, she has to be kept out of the country. So I was in that particular country, and I met Barbara. Remember, my wife is called Barbara. So is Barbara. So we look like mentors to them. And I was one of the few who, when it happened, apart from going to Denchon Abuase, I also went to the Burma camp and things and said them till we had a relationship. And I was looking at Barbara, and we're talking about her children. And I was saying, but for this nonsense menace of Galamsey, this girl would not have lost her husband.
No.
And would not have had her children being fatherless. And we are not taking it serious. And as much as she's out of the country and she's serving that, look, nothing replaces your husband.
Her husband.
Plus, I was in Dencha Obuasi, not once, not twice. And whilst we were flying to Dencha Obuasi, the Air Force plane comes so low that you see all the mining areas. And so you cannot tell me nobody knows where they are. Everybody knows where they are. If you're a king in this country, nobody can come to your village and come and start farming without your consent. So somebody is aware of what is happening. But the implication here is that it's not just going to have effects on us today.
No.
It's going to destroy the future. Children that are being born with defects, children that are being born with no limbs, children that are being born with one. I've seen certain children who they were born with liver problems and kidney problems. And this all as the result of Galamsey. And I beg you all, like the Sheikh rightly said, let us consider the future. Don't be too greedy to forget about what you are doing to your own self, because your children and your children's children will come and face this. I mean, I've been to many mining sites because of what I do and the preaching and things around. And sometimes you come out. I was at Takwa, and I went to see the place in Takwa, and it goes 3 miles deep. Look, if you go watch there, it's not end. And some of the boys are carried dead bodies. And some of the boys are let down. It just comes over. Yes, because you can't carry. Who cares? The moment you die, they push you somewhere. And so it's even lives are being lost. And the sad to take every dime, so you cannot even hide it. I hear some of them even swallow it. You can't hide it. They take the machine to size you, and they will detect where you're feeding it. And so it's very sad. And to responsibility.
Interesting. Rev, what we've also not averted our minds to is the fact that these don't only kill our rivers or treatable water bodies. All these rivers eventually end up in the sea.
Yes.
And so what is going to happen in future is our fishes are also...
Our bodies are in trouble. Wow,
it eventually ends up in the sea. Yeah. So my Adrian is gone, but my Opoku is under some threat. Well, I think Val is getting ready to give us some messages, bring us some messages.
Complete existential threat.
Right.
And I think that if the parliament the parliament should put aside their politics and come together in a massive united front.
It's
That one, unquote, let's say unquote.
It's a lost opportunity. It's a lost opportunity for all of us, given the current state.
Yes. And I want to call on them. The Speaker of Parliament, my very good friend, Alban Bagwin, you are listening to me this morning. If you can use your influence, please break down the barriers of politics in the Parliament. Bring all of them together and think together as people who care for this nation. Be behind the president and let's see what the president can do between now and 7th of January. Whatever is going to happen, he must take action. And if he has to succeed, your support is very, very, very significant. So please, break the barriers of NDC politicians, MPP politicians in our parliament and get there in a united, massive front.
In a recent survey, what we can and what we have as clean water in the whole of Ghana is the Volta Lake. And guess what? We're opening up mining up north. And so how safe is that also going to be?
Yes.
Now, it is even not a joke anymore to think that Galamsey, when we talk about it, is taking place somewhere in Western or Western North. I traveled from here to Kumasi, and right after Bunsu, you get to Sino. You look on your right, after Bunsu, after Linda Door, keep watching to your right. And they are so close to the road with such bravado, they don't even care.
I mean, you see, the picture we saw from Konongo, I was quickly going to me. Please, the picture you saw, you don't cast your mind on that one alone. It's the tip of the iceberg.
The what?
The tip of the iceberg. It's the tip of the iceberg. What means that under it? So if you draw a triangle, you only see the tip of it, but beneath is wide. So don't focus on what you saw, this one alone. But similar things are happening across. Similar things like this are happening. If you don't have the picture this way, you don't appreciate the scope of the devastation. And it's important.
Sheikh, without stopping you and interjecting you, I've had a privilege to travel a few times on helicopter across the nation. From Accra, let me just use the Nchanobasi. From Accra Air Force Base to the Nchanobasi is 1 hour. 1 hour, 5 minutes. It's what the flight takes. Because it goes at a very slow pace. It doesn't also go too high. You see more than 45 Galamsey sites. And these sites are not tiny little sites.
No.
You see human beings. In fact, you'll be shocked the number of human beings, machines, excavators, and things you see. So why are we not noticing it? My problem is
no will to address it.
No. It's not been addressed. So this whole issue, and trust me, Major Mahama was killed because he was a threat. Full stop. It was deliberate. He was killed because it was these things we try to be mindful the way we say it.
Yeah.
He was a threat. The young man has gone to the place there. How dare they can say that they saw the young man in uniform and they couldn't even call him to Ahimfi or something to answer him. He was killed because certain people were threatened. Maybe others were not making any move and he was being too low. So on his own. Maybe the only unwisest thing he did was to have gone on his own. Because at least at that time he was a captain. And the captain, you could have had some second lieutenant. He's a young man, 32 young man. Maybe he didn't think.
Hot-headed as
well.
Hot-headed.
Maybe he think, I can do it. He said by the time he realized, he's not the first person to be killed. The only thing that some people's blood are so strong, you can't hide it.
You can't get away with it.
They themselves betray themselves.
Thank you
and
very
may that
much.
young man's soul, Major Mahama, may his soul rest in peace. And what he stood for the entire nation Ghana, may it never be forgotten. I will plead with his mom that the streets they want to name after him, they should not discard it. Because that will send a memo. And he stood for the entire nation. Anytime I drive around the airport hills areas and I see his status, I just pray for, because I was privileged to go and see the devastating place with this blood, everything on the buildings. Yes, I was there physically. I took pictures.
Wow. Thank you very much. That's Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete, President and founder of the Worldwide Miracle Outreach. And to his right is Sheikh Arimya Shaib, who speaks for the National Chief Imam, who's joined us this morning. And it has just been Galamsey. And guess what? It is not going anywhere. We are not stopping until you stop digging illegally. My name is Darrell Alantego. Keep on watching GTV, Dan. So before we go away, just cheers to Ghana.
Can you please, all of you, raise your glass?
This is how sad it is.
Yeah, to the health of our country. And please, when you finish, just
what
take
river
it.
is this?
River
Pra.
Yeah. This is not Don Simon.
River Pra is messed up. River Brim is messed up.
The
River Cobra is messed
contaminated water from Pra is what we are sharing. Please, can you raise your glasses? Cheers.
Yes.
But please make sure you take it.
Every one of you. Don't just cheers to it. Make sure it goes down.
I mean to say this nonsense
must stop. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much for. All right.
Mansha, I wish you well.
My best wishes to him.
Yes, please.
I mean, he has great respect for
Tell him what you have to tell him now, because.
Otumfuo, Nana, we don't say Nana. Otumfuo,
I didn't call him Ohini. I love the word Ohini.
Thank you for all your good works. I mean, you are an inspiration. The action you have taken. I mean, that sharp action with the stolen people who are doing some of these things is an inspiration to all the other kings. So Nana, kudos and more grace to your elbow. May God lengthen your life and give you more wisdom, protect you, address your anxieties and your fears, deal with your distractors and your enemies, and make the Asante man a great kingdom.
Thank you.
Otumfuo said to the second, we congratulate you. I know I'll be meeting you in the next few hours, but I want you to know I'm very proud of you. I'm happy to say I know you. And God bless you. And thank you for the warm reception you give to us. Even those of us who don't come from the Ashanti Kingdom. That Otumfuo knows. He has a way of receiving everybody. Whether in London, in America, everything, he receives us.
I'm an adopted son of Asante man. And on that note, my
I was supposed to be in Kosovo, but I've not been given my land yet.
But you see, the intercultural thing he's promoting for me is also exciting.
Yes,
he came to Gamancha here now.
Went to Volta region and went to
Cape Coast now.
I was there when he arrived in Cape Coast on Thursday morning. He was beautiful. Osabrema work.
Osabrema Kwesi after the second.
The second.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Congratulations.
Father, we pray for Otumfuo. We pray that even this gesture of his to discipline people because of Galamsey, you let many people take emulation from him. Your word says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked way, then will you hear from heaven, forgive their sins and heal the land. Father, heal among Ghana and let anybody who is scared of taking a bold decision against Galamsey gather that confidence. Give us Davids and very strong men and women who will stand against Galamsey. Galamsey must stop to your glory. And I agree with Sheikh in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for that wonderful prayer.
Bless you.
where we are having a conversation on climate talk. So yesterday we brought you part 1. Today is part 2, and it's just in line with all the stuff that's happening in terms of global warming and all the issues, and it's just in line. So people, enjoy.
So exactly what's happening here? I see a briefcase.
Yes, this is the gas analysis.
Gas, you analyze the input, now you are going to analyze the output. Is that correct?
Let us make the difference. The input is substrate, the material that is going in the digester to break down and produce the gas.
Yes.
This is the input. The output is digested composition of the gas we have produced.
Awesome.
So, because before using the gas engine, we need some percentage of methane. The methane to be used as a fuel in our genset, we need to get methane more than 55%.
Okay. So the methane has to be more than 55%.
More than 55%.
And that's what you want to go and check here?
Yes.
Okay.
To check, is it possible to use the gas direct to our genset?
Okay.
Or we have other possibility of using of the gas, of the biogas.
What is Alan holding?
This is the gas analyzer.
Okay.
Yes, and we are follow the parameters like methane. That is the main parameter we are going to follow.
To follow, okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm just curious how to go. So what will happen when the machine is ready? What will he do with this?
Yes, because this is the gas line. You see from the top.
There's gas in it?
Yes.
Okay.
All this line is full with gas.
Okay.
So this is the gas line. We open this valve and take the gas in and we have the composition of the gas on this machine.
So he will get the reading?
Yes.
Okay. Is it entering? Almost there. Okay, so the machine has to set before?
We set before,
okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
The analyzer, so we can get the reading of the biogas quality.
Does it take a long time?
I'm thinking it's okay.
Okay, so please interpret the results for me. What do we have there?
So, as you are seeing, you have CO2, the value is 38.77%.
Okay.
You have the CH4, it's 61.95%, more as we are expected.
Okay, is that the methane?
Yes, the methane.
CH4.
CH4.
Okay.
So that is the main value we are looking.
Okay.
This is H2H. It's not good for the gas engine.
Okay.
Yes, it can damage it.
Is that hydrogen sulfide?
Yeah, yes, hydrogen sulfide.
Okay.
Yes.
The one that makes the smell?
The smell, yes.
Okay, okay.
So we have a purification room that is specialized with the main purpose is to remove this H2S.
You need to be 0?
Yes, it need to be 0.
Okay.
Or it can be no more than 5.
Okay.
It is not in percentage, it is ppm.
Okay. Parts per million?
Per million, yes,
okay.
Of course.
So the CH4 is the methane, 61.7. Is that good news for you?
Very good, very good. The way we are looking is no less than...
You have good quality people doing the work, so you get good quality gas. So now that he knows the gas is good quality, what happens?
Follow next step. We have to remove the small 2H2S we have seen.
Yes. Alan, thank you very much.
Oh, let us go on
around the other side.
Yes.
Okay, so the briefcase will go back.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so you have good gas.
Very good quality of gas. So
okay.
Just it is with 2 feet. It is okay.
Okay.
But it is bad. The good situation is to have it 0.
To 0.
Yes.
Now, how many days does it take from waste to energy?
Oh,
the whole process.
A continuous process.
Oh, it's continuous.
It's continuous process.
Okay.
When you are using a batch process, this can take you 30 days or 16 days sometimes. If you fill the tank and have to wait to produce all, yes, it can go to 2 months.
So this is continuous?
Yes. Now we are filling the digester every day.
Okay.
So as you see, we have some overflow. The overflow.
How do you know it's overflow?
Because when we are filling the digester, come and see, when the digester is full, by using gravity, the material get outside and came on this tank.
So it comes inside here?
Yes. This is the output.
Output?
Yes. That means the mix of organic plus cow dung we are putting here, analyze it. This is the output of those materials.
Can we see what it looks like?
Yes.
Okay, I see it.
The smell is
gone. It's gone.
Not yes.
No
yes.
smell.
All the smell is stay inside the digester. The separation. Here. This is the separator.
Okay.
Liquid, solid, separator.
Separate.
So we take this one, we pump on this machine that separate the liquid part and the solid part. The liquid part is good fertilizer, good liquid fertilizer. For the compost section.
I see. You know, there was one thing I was very surprised about, because considering you have a lot of waste here, I don't see many flies, even at the other side.
Yes.
I don't see flies around.
Yes, yes.
No insects flying around.
No. That is because when we receive the waste, we treat it direct.
Or you treat it?
Yes, we treat it direct.
Okay.
You don't keep it on site, no.
Okay, so you process it straight?
Yes.
Okay.
And here, this is the purification room.
Okay.
Before use the gas to the engine, remember, we have 2 ppm of sulfuric hydrogen here when we analyze the gas. At this stage, we are going to purify the solid part of the digester.
So the liquid part.
And the liquid part, all is there. Now it's the gas. I'm talking about the gas.
The gas now?
Yeah, the gas line is coming here. This is the purification room.
The gas coming from the top there?
From the top.
Okay.
From the top there and come here.
Okay. So the separations are there. Solid, liquid, and then the gas is at the top.
Yes, from the top. Come here.
And it comes here?
Yes. And here, before using in the generator, we have to remove the H2S.
Yes, the 2 that we saw.
The 2 we saw. So this is 2 tanks filled with activated carbon.
Activated
carbon. Yes.
To take out the
the
hydrogen sulfide.
Yeah, yes, the hydrogen sulfide. So we can see. Come. Don't worry, we're going to come. You can see here. The hydrogen sulfide go to 0.
Oh, 0.
Yes.
Nice.
That means the treatment process is working.
It's good.
Yes. Working very well.
And the methane is 59.4.
59.4.
Which is still good.
Very good.
Because you want minimum 55.
55%.
Awesome. Great stuff.
So after purification of the gas, we compress the gas. We compress the gas in this tank before get it inside the...
How do you... I know you can compress something which is solid. How do you compress a gas?
Yes, it is small compressor. We have a compressor. This is a compressor, gas compressor.
But we can't see gas. How do you compress gas?
Even the gas you are using at home, when you get it in the bottle, it's compressed gas.
What does it look like?
The gas is gas. Come and see.
Compost piles here.
Okay.
All of these piles are already in session. Currently, this is our active compost pile.
Active? When you say active, what do you mean?
By active, I mean the temperature profile is still rising here.
So if I were to put my hand inside, I'll feel heat?
You would.
Okay.
So we can actually check with we can check the
You have a thermometer?
Yes.
Okay.
The current temperature reading. So with our hot composting, we target a maximum of 70 degrees Celsius.
It's now at 69?
69. So
is that hot?
It is. It really is hot.
That can burn?
It can. I mean, if you put your bare
Oh, wow.
69.9. You would feel the heat, yes.
I thought it was Fahrenheit. This is centigrade.
Yeah, this is degrees Celsius. Yes. Yes.
Really hot.
Yeah.
And by the time it gets to the final stage, what is the temperature then?
So it drops to below 30.
Oh,
that's maybe an indication of completion, but then it's not conclusive. But just based on the temperature to say your compost
at the end.
So here on our facility, the compost actually serves 2 purposes.
Okay.
The project also seeks to benefit the local community around, and then we are situated in a predominantly farming and environment. So the food was tested by local farmers around, and then we also have our maize.
Oh, some experimental farms
exactly
to test your stuff.
Exactly.
So which of the heaps is ready for use?
Okay, so let's move down there.
I want to see what it looks like at the end.
Okay. All these are actually finished piles.
It's finished?
Yes, all these ones are finished.
Okay.
Yes, but then they all have varying nutrient levels and then pH.
Okay.
You know, sometimes when you are applying, you have to
know the level, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so this can be used on the farms?
Yes.
We are in the control room for the solar system.
Okay.
All the panel you have seen are
Yes.
connecting here. This is the hybrid inverter.
Okay, what does it
Yes.
do?
Take the energy from sun, yes, from DC converter to charge the battery, and also it is one of our energy sources. Yeah, it is in that place we manage it. Here we have a storage battery, but the capacity is very low. The aim is just to stabilize the solar production. So the autonomy is around 3 hours, just to stabilize. Because the idea is not to store the energy for a long time.
Okay.
So this is the process.
Okay.
That is going.
Where does it start?
Yes.
From here?
Yes. At this time, the battery is full. The battery is full, though, so we are using the battery and solar.
Ah.
Yes. To power the load.
I see.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes. So here, the capacity here is 100 kilowatts, but we can expand it to 200 kilowatts.
Okay.
Yes, that is the idea in
That's
the
the idea.
future. Okay. Because here, as we told in the introduction, is pilot plant, just to show that all those technology can be put together and produce something, some big thing and interesting.
Okay.
Yes, plants.
What is this machine?
Yes, to move from 100 to 200 kilowatt, this is an inverter.
Okay.
Inverter, yes. So we swap, change this. We plan to change this one and come to this. This is 100 kilowatt. This is 200 kilowatt.
I see. Yes. Good job. All right. Fantastic. Okay, Mr. Ashi, that was a really fantastic tour. Thank you very, very much. And now I can see clearly what the process is to take waste and then convert it to energy, different kinds of energy. What does the future hold for this particular waste to energy hybrid power plant?
Yes, in the future is to make the system in the other region across the Ghana and also the West African. Okay. In all the country where
live BC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show.
Augustine Osei, and I'm the head of government relations at Ghana Gas.
Great. Thank you so much. How has the collaboration with SIGA been for Ghana Gas?
Okay, so Ghana Gas and SIGA, at least before SIGA, they were sick. So Ghana Gas has been partnered and they have been assisting us with so many things. If you want me to list some of the things that SIGA, for instance, has helped us with. So beforehand, SIGA introduced the performance contract, which has helped us to align our corporate governance very well. It has also helped us to, if you will, follow and monitor the progress of our operations, and also in terms of projects that we had outlined. So we agree with SIGA based on the performance contract, certain projects that we want to do. And they help us by monitoring, evaluate where, for instance, we are kind of lagging behind. SIGA is there to kind of shape us into the right direction and making sure that we still align what we do. Also, SIGA has been helping us. For instance, you know, our CDB loan that we had, that we used to build a gas processing plant. So we have had challenges in paying it off, and SIGA has been helping through the Ministry of Finance to help us what we call the on-lending agreement to ensure that, you know, that also is taken care of. And these are some of the few things that SIGA has helped us over the years with. And currently we are trying to buy, if you will, Ghana cylinder. Sometimes people confuse Ghana Gas with Ghana the manufacturing company. But what we do really is processing and producing and transporting of lean gas, but also to make sure that VRA has it for power generation, whilst we also produce LPG. But we produce lean gas for power generation, LPG and condensate, among others. But currently also SIGA is helping us with what we call our revenue management issues with the gas waterfall mechanism. So, but that is like, if you will, a challenge that all the industry within the value chain have kind of a problem with. And SIGA being the connecting factor among all the SOEs is trying to see how best they can help us. So in the past, you know, VRA was paying us to at least have some significant amount of money to help us run our operations so far. So these are some of the few things, among others, that SIGA, you know, the introduction of SIGA and the introduction of the performance contract has helped us to achieve here.
Thank you very much. What would you say are your greatest achievements since you've been at Ghana Gas?
Oh, personally, no.
The company as a whole, not personally.
The company, for instance, has done expansions, for instance. One of it is, for instance, what we call the mainline compressor. That is to enhance the gas supply. And you have seen that, as far as we are concerned, we have submitted an uninterrupted gas supply to VRA for power generation. What we have also done is we have done a 2.4 kilometer pipeline to Sentio to give them also gas for their operations as well, and that's also a big achievement. We also done what we call indigenization, and that means that in the past, Ghana Gas was basically being run by the Chinese. And in 2017, management decided that, look, as Ghanaians, we're capable to run our operations. So, and that has saved us 3 million monthly.
3 million Ghana cedis?
Monthly. I mean, expatriates are very expensive. I mean, so by the local engineers who are capable of doing that. So currently Ghana Gas is solely being managed, maintained, everything that we are doing from maintenance, from the management of the plant, even the administrative staff, everything from CEO to the last person is a Ghanaian. And that was a decision by management to do that in 2017. And that's a great achievement. And also following that indigenization, we have also introduced what we call the gas challenge competition that we do every year.
I've seen that.
Yeah, we started 2017, and that's also basically to get the best of the best in our industry with schools that do offer oil and gas related programs to prepare the young people to take over the batons if you were now, you know, when we can't do that anymore. So that really has enhanced also the quality of the workforce that we produce, because we give them hands-on experiences, we give them national service and also employment where possible. So these are some of the things that we have also done. And we are also what we call ISO 45001 compliance, and that is basically the health and safety, very important for our type of operations that we do. So it is very important that you also have an international standard certification to also, if you will, help shape done in terms of how our operation affects the average Ghanaian. So in the light of CSR, for instance, we do a lot in education. We offer in areas where there's a lack of water. We help, you know, bring boreholes, water, toilet facilities. We also do sport activity, but we try to focus as much more on our project-affected areas as much as possible. Currently, also very new is that we have to Kumasi. So if you allow me, I'll be able to speak on so many things that we have done as a company. But personally, what I'm very proud of is that I can see the hard work of our women and men at our project sites in Atuabo, Takrade, Prestia, who run 24 hours, because our operations is a 24-hour operation that basically help us keep the light on. You understand? So that is something petition is also very, absolutely.
Okay, so tell me, what are your key expectations for this stakeholder forum? What are you expecting to see? The president is coming later in the day.
in the heart of Accra, a man in his fancy car sought directions. But oh, the Ghanaian way.
Hello, bro. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you please show me where the Presby Church is?
Oh, sure. Go straight. 10 left at the big mango tree with the broken branches with most of the mangoes falling. Right after that tree, there is a watches cellar. If you reach, ask there. Anybody will show you.
It's 12 minutes past 9, and that is the Crucial Summit with SIGA that we just brought to you. Welcome back. This is GTV Breakfast. I am Maltiti Saida Sadeka, and the show is proudly sponsored and brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water, Virtual Sound, and Medimosis. Well, you can see our Awake and you can see our Galam juice. And the entire morning we've been putting the spotlight on Galamsey. However, for this conversation, we're asking, why is the opposition NDC demanding for a forensic audit of the voters' registration, the voter register, barely 2 months to a general election? But they are not only asking for a forensic audit, but also a re-exhibition of the voter register. Again, the opposition has reached an agreement with the police to go on what they call enough is enough demonstration to force the EC to heed to their call. And in just one of the political, we're asking, is this one of the political gimmicks, gymnastics of the opposition, or this is a genuine call to ensure the sanctity of the December polls, and as they keep calling for free and fair elections? 85 days to December 7th when the elections will be held. In the studio this morning, Dr. Omane Boama, Director of Elections and IT of the NDC, is my guest. Dr. Boama, good morning. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Malofiti. I trust you are doing well.
I'm doing great. I'm just sad about what's happening with our water bodies. I'll give you time to talk about
I really need to.
Yes, sir. But let's begin from lots has happened. Your minority leader has called on the Speaker in Parliament about how crucial it is for the voter register to be re-looked at, for a forensic audit to be done. The majority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, has said that, well, this is baseless. I did hear that the Vice President and the flag bearer of the MPP saying that the EC needs prayers because any party that's bound to lose the elections would definitely be blaming the EC and mentioning things like this, like the voter register is not fit for purpose. You have said in a statement that, you directed to the EC at your meeting with the EC on the 6th of this month, and I'm just going to read your opening statement. That, thank you for this extremely essential meet. That, why will you describe a register that your party has been given a copy to look at as unfit?
Facts, facts, facts. When facts are presented, it doesn't matter. As you mentioned, majority leader, the outgoing vice president of the Republic of Ghana, and all. What are the facts? The facts are that the Electoral Commission
presented the registers to the political parties and to the country through the exhibition. They were supposed to have handed over the register to us about a month before the exhibition. We believe it was the reason they wrote to us and demanded that we presented a hard drive.
Okay.
This letter came in July. Unfortunately, throughout July, we never had it. Then another communication came from them that it will be available on the 14th of August. On the 14th of August, we can't. Remember, the exhibition was to take place on 20th. So even if we were to have it on the 16th, we were just left with 4 days.
For the exhibition.
Sadly, on the 16th, the EC deprived us of the register. It was not until 19th, in the afternoon, few hours to the exhibition, that the EC handed over the register to the NDC.
Okay.
We just said, look, keep your calm. When you are being tempted, if you are not careful, you may just take some missteps. Keep your calm. Work 24/7 on the register and identify anomalies. So even as we speak, we are still working on it.
Okay.
Beyond the facts that we shared with the Electoral Commission, which I'm going to share with you right now, with me here this morning is a 44-page report of anomalies, discrepancies, that voter region alone has I completed and presented to the National Election
Voter region.
Voter region alone, 44-page. But I'm going to share with you the discrepancies that we shared with the Electoral Commission in the PowerPoint. We made the PowerPoint available to your production team. They may make aspects of it available.
Right.
We have 243,540 previous transfers. That is, people who transferred previously, who have been added to the 2024 transfer list. What is the purpose? Look, when you are filling the pink sheet, there is the A, B, C, and D portions of the pink sheet. When you go to the B portion of the pink sheet, you are asked to fill the number of people on the transfer list. You can imagine the chaos that will be created at the polling stations when you do not just restrict the transfer list to the present transfers that have been done, but you add previous transfers. What is the purpose? Because if you, let's say you were working in Tema previously, and you were voting in Tema, and you've now been transferred to Accra, and so you transferred your vote to Accra in 2020, why should you be on the transfer list for 2024? We have 243,540 so far identified. Another category is 15,000 plus unidentifiable voter transfer parts. What do we mean? There are more than 15,000 people who have been transferred, but you cannot trace where they were transferred from. The question is, where were they originally registered? And if you link that organically to the fact that some biometric voter registration equipment have been stolen under CCTV surveillance at the corporate office of the Electoral Commission, and your reporters who joined us will tell you the layers of security at the Electoral Commission. Even after you've gone past the police, the military, the bar, after you've gone past the bar, the door, after you've gone past the door, the metal detector, and you know where that leads you, it only leads you to the reception.
Wow.
Yes. Ask your reporters who joined us at the EC. These layers of security that human beings could steal biometric voter registration kits. And so if today we have identified more than 15,000
people who have been transferred, but their path for transfer cannot be shown. So you don't know where they were registered and where they are transferring from. This should be cause for concern. The third category.
Okay.
3,957 voters in 2023 registered, but deleted from the 2024 provisional register due to transfers. As for these people, they cannot vote at all because their names have been deleted from the register. And mind you, in Ghana, the Constitution...
And these are eligible voters.
Yes. The Constitution says you win with 50 plus what? One vote. We are talking about 3,957 identified so far. The fourth category, 2,094 voters transferred to different polling stations but not found in the absent voter list as required by law. What do we mean by this? If you were working in Tema and you transfer your vote to GBC, Accra, to avoid the situation where you vote here and go and vote over there, your name must be in the absent voter list in Tema.
Right.
These people, their names are not there in the absent voter list.
So where are their names?
So you've transferred them, but we can't find their names in the absent voter list. What if they vote? And particularly for people who are going to vote as special voters. What if they vote on the 2nd of December? And because their names are not in the absent voter list, on 7th of December, they show up and they say they want to vote. This is the last category. And this one, your cameras can pick it because it doesn't have any body's details.
Right.
You see blank, complete blank. This is the last category. Where the register, this is how it appears. Do you see anybody's photo?
No.
Do you see anybody's name?
No.
Do you see anybody's age?
No.
Can you imagine if we didn't identify this? And on D-Day, people go, they present their voter's ID card, and it's showing blank. What are we going to tell the good people of Ghana? Can you imagine the chaos that this can generate? Do you know the response the EC gave to this?
What's their response to this?
And I'll come to why they did not allow the media to cover such an important exercise. I wouldn't have been here sharing this over and over again. You would have gotten the video clips yourself.
Right.
Their response to this is that, once the person has a voter's ID card, they can write the person's name in the register.
Manually?
Yes. And I told them that is the Richard Ahiagba criminal phenomenon. Where in 2020, Richard Ahiagba was allowed to vote by they writing his name. How about the ordinary Ghanaian on the street? You think that privilege that was given to Richard Ahiagba will be given to the ordinary person on the street who walks to the polling station and presents the ID card? Again, has the EC thought about the abuse that can take place? Because at our level alone, we've identified like 50,000 dead people. So, if people cannot access the photos of the dead people or their ID cards, and they just go and create ID cards, and people proliferate ID cards all over, fake ones.
Right.
Fake ones, and present it. Look, we are a very peaceful political party, and we are a very peaceful nation. Ghana has already gone through a lot. Anybody can mistake this for Jews. In some situations, is far worse than this.
Yeah, so this is from months ago, actually. Probably 6 months ago.
Stability, the level of particles that will be contained in this. And I saw Kafui discussing climate talks and all.
And even the Galamsey in Konongo.
We cannot quantify the amount of energy that we are wasting in processing water for us to drink because of the pollution. This all fits into sustainable sea. Sometimes we only restrict the pollution to fauna and flora, the plants and animals in the rivers. It is not just about them. It's even about the sea. Because all these cancer-causing chemicals, as they get into the sea, there's biomagnification. The smaller animals and plants will pick these cancer-causing elements, they eat them. Bigger fishes will eat the smaller ones. And so by the time you are enjoying your big fish, you have a lot of these poisonous chemicals in it.
Yes.
So whether you are at the sea or you are in the... Look at the mess in terms of the economy. $1 today exchanging beyond 16 Ghana cedis, when they inherited it at around $1 to 4.2 Ghana cedis. And with all this, the party in power says, as for them, they will win the election with strategy. They can have their strategy, but we expect the Electoral Commission, that is paid with the taxes of you and I, to be fair, to be neutral. And so if you are neutral, do you know how you behave? If a political party says, oh, we've identified our discrepancies, you say, thank God, you are helping us to do our job. If a political party says, look, we are coming to share it with you, we want the media to capture it. You see, you look at your motto and you see transparency in it. You say, thank God, in the name of transparency, we want the media to join us.
How widespread are these anomalies and discrepancies, aside from Volta region and the Posega issue?
They are very, very widespread. For instance, I speak about over 200,000. That should tell you how widespread that alone can be.
Will that need a lot of time for the...
Even gracious enough to share with them the software that we used.
Okay.
What we did was, we compared the 2023 register, which is a combination of the 2020 register and the 2023 Unlimited register, electronically, with the 2024 register that was given to us. So the only limitation is the features of the 2024 additions that are not in the 2023.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
If the EC will open up for this forensic audit, look, we can get it done in less than 5 days. Trust me, because we are ready and willing to provide all that we have.
Okay.
At the meeting, I'll say 4 issues I crystallized. One was our request for a forensic audit. The second was their request for us to provide them with our information, our findings. The third was our request that after the forensic audit, there will be a re-exhibition of the register.
Okay.
And the fourth was a request from us. So that was that, look, we have come with a hard drive. You are saying that since you gave us the provisional voters register, you've made some corrections. Give us your updated version so that as we analyze, we will not even be identifying past mistakes, but we will be dealing with your most updated data.
Right.
Till date, the Electoral Commission has not given us their updated one. But I hear them say that they are waiting for us to supply them with our findings. Do you know what is very striking about it?
Okay, I want to read what they have said actually.
Sure, but very good.
Great. So the Electoral Commission assured Guineans that the 2024 voters register is robust and credible. The Commission said that it urged the public to disregard the claim suggesting that the voter register is not fit for purpose. And it says the 2024 voters register is robust and credible. Ignore assertions that the voters register is not fit for the 2024 general elections. The statement came amidst the concerns raised by the flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, regarding the integrity of the voters register ahead of the upcoming elections. And the former president said, you better wake up, you're not doing your job properly, Mr. Mahama said. But I just want you to tell me, Mr. Boama, why do you think the EC has this position of saying that remaining and being resolute that the voters register is robust and credible?
The EC posted this infograph on their Facebook page as far back as 28th of this month.
Okay.
Okay. The same thing. The 2024 voters register is robust and credible. Okay. At this time, The exhibition started on 20th. On 28th, they had posted it is robust and credible. Okay. I'll show you messages to their districts and regions on the 1st of September that they were asking their regions and districts to be checking the data that they have in the regions and the districts with what they have at the national level to be reconciling. The EC headquarters, I don't mean the districts and the region, the EC headquarters is a criminal scene. This robust and credible has no basis. Regions and the districts about what they were expecting them to do.
Right.
Look, the EC is doing a lot of disservice to itself, and I strongly recommend that they just stay on the straight and narrow path. Good morning, colleagues. The head office has presented the names of voters who are purported to have transferred their votes in the various districts. Kindly use the names against your Form 1C or transfer request form and fish out those names that are not from your offices and that will account for the differences. Use the template to account for the differences in September. And this was on a Sunday. This is how hot they were on a Sunday morning. Also endeavor to meet the deadline. Thank you and blessed Sunday.
Right.
Good. This is the EC. Okay. So on the 1st, they were sending this message. On 28th, they were telling you and I
that it is robust and credible.
Robust and credible.
Okay. What's the NDC doing? The September 17th, I believe, demonstration. I've heard the chairman of the party, Johnson Isiedu Nketia, when he went to the EC to file the nomination forms for the flag bearer of your party, talk about how this demonstration seeks to, press the hand of the EC to do what is right and fix these anomalies and discrepancies. Why are the other parties not also saying anything? Why does it seem
to speak for itself? So why they are not will be my value judgment. I will continue to present the facts, and the facts will speak. So these are the facts.
Okay.
And I've told you that a 44-page report from the voter region this morning alone also adds to the plethora of discrepancy. Look, this is an electoral commission that obviously needs help. Why do they need help? You recall when they were making basic arithmetic mistakes. Simple addition during the just ended limited voter registration exercise. Simple arithmetic. We had to correct them, and even at a point it became embarrassing, so we had to send some of the corrections to IPAC and effected the corrections at IPAC. If we, the people who were correcting you, we are telling you that we have found these mistakes and we want to meet you and share them with you, they should ask why we didn't share it. Meanwhile, these are observations that you cannot challenge. I'll give you an example. Adam within that category, their IT consultant asked for the person's name and the person's voter ID. So we provided it. I'll mention the person's name, but I will not provide the voter ID. Okay. The name is Eric Ofori. There are so many Eric Oforis, so it cannot be one person's data breach. Then their IT consultant, right in the presence of Jim Mensah, Bosman Asare, and the rest, entered it into their system, and then he joyously said, his name is on the register. Okay? But you see, there is knowledge and there is superior knowledge. It's now placed in a completely different region on the register. Should this alone not be cause for you to begin to soberly reflect the Pusiga matter? And in the Pusiga matter, at the meeting, I told them that per the law, if you are holding the district electoral officer responsible because he is in charge of the district that I want to transfer, Then, had you heard that the EC was dealing with a returning officer? Selectivity. Selectivity. Look, we believe that this forensic audit is necessary. And the extent of manipulation, even though you've identified 240-something thousand, 3,000, the extent of manipulation of the data as we speak cannot be quantified, because as we continue to work, we still identify issues on daily basis. The extent of the manipulation cannot be quantified at this stage. That's one. Two, system studio. If somebody has not been invited, the person can be able to clear main gate security and clear all the security, makeup and everything, and get into this studio. How are such manipulations able to take place? System vulnerabilities.
Since you're using a technological system.
We need to know. And it's when you look at the back end, because as for the front end, like your computer, if you are looking at the screen, you can type something and delete. But it's when we get to the back end that something that was originally saved, if it is altered, we will be able to tell when it was altered, whose login credentials entered the system at that particular time that it was altered.
I think that is because they are trying to also safeguard whatever data and information that they have.
Nothing will be imperiled by this register. We want to find out what caused the delay in the release of the provisional register to the NDC. Impact of the mistakes on the elections. It is only when we've been able to ascertain that we are able to identify the impact, then we will be able to prescribe remedial measures. We don't want to get to December 7 and then people cannot find their names in the register. When they go, they will not come back and vote. And that is exactly what the government wants. That is not going to happen.
Okay.
I mean, I can go on and on and on and on.
Does it seem to appear that the EC is not resourced enough as well? We're talking about the use of technology and data. We know that, for the past years, governments come and go have tried to, build robust data gathering systems in the country. And the Electoral Commission and voting hasn't been different when it comes to these things. This not finding your name, your photo and things, I've read its ugly heads in different or several other elections.
As a former Minister for Communications, who sat on several occasions with the people who invented the internet, Bokan and Vincef, having done all the IT policy conferences that I've gone through, I ask only one question. EC, you will hear Director for Electoral Services, is that not it? It used to be Dr. Serebo. Kweku.
Yes.
Now it's Benjamin Banobio. You will hear Director for Training, Education, blah, blah, blah. You will hear Director for Finance, is that not it?
Yes.
How come we don't hear Director for IT? Why is the Electoral Commission interested only to rely on IT consultants? Have you bothered to ask that question? Call Jim Mensah, call Boss Manasari, call Apiahene, call Tete, and ask them, how come they are not interested in appointing a substantive person to be in charge of the directorate for IT, but they want to be dealing with political biasness of the IT consultants? I know, and I'll tell you for free, because I was in medical school. He was ahead of me. We were on the same hostel floor. One of them is as MPP as I am NDC. He's our consultant, who is supposed to all of a sudden be objective, shed off his MPP-ness, and be in charge of the IT system for us.
And these recommendations have been made to the EC.
Oh, I mean, we are obviously struggling. The fact that even simple arithmetic, additional, in Kuntabu, add 1 + 1, 2, you couldn't get it right during the limited registration. And the mistake was not as grievous. I think it was as a result of Corel Draw that the IT team was using. Who uses Corel Draw for such calculations? When you have IT deficiencies, appeal to the UNDP for UNDP to provide technical assistance. Look, under report, why the EC has refused to seek that assistance, we cannot tell. So, you are sick, the disease keeps manifesting from stolen biometric equipment during limited registration to criminal transfers and all, and you don't want to seek therapy.
Is the NDC looking to collaborate with some of these other political parties? I mean, judging that you're the largest opposition party, but are you looking to collaborate with them to look at these things? Because, as you said, this is a crucial election, and all we want to see at the end of the day is the person who is the...
Engaging all political parties, and it is quite strange that the ruling party does not see all these anomalies. I leave it at that. It's quite strange that the ruling party does not see all these anomalies. Either they have adopted the see nothing, hear nothing, say nothing approach. But we will continue. On the 17th, Tuesday, across the country, Upper West, Upper East, Northeast, Northern, Savannah, Oti, Volta, Greater Accra, Central, Western North region, there will be simultaneous demonstrations. The demonstration is dubbed Enough is Enough demonstration. Enough of the EC's avoidable mistakes. Enough of the criminality that goes on at the Electoral Commission. Enough of the sufferings of Ghanaians. Enough of the water pollution. Enough of the depreciation of the city. Enough of the theft of state lands. Enough of the so-called strategies that they seek to steal the mandate of the sovereign people of Ghana. Enough loud that if they refuse to hear, they themselves will wake up from their slumber and take necessary action to ensure that we fix whatever is wrong with the electoral system ahead of the December 7 elections. We want a peaceful, free, fair, and transparent elections. But that peaceful elections is not guaranteed if the election is not free, fair, and transparent.
And it's to call the EC to order, or it's all that you've enumerated?
It is to call the EC and the people who manipulate the EC to order. Hands off. Stop the manipulation of the EC. EC, stay independent. And you see, President Mahama has said it. It will not take too long for this election to be over. And people will pay for it. Because their sins will have digital footprints in the EC system. So they should not think that they better solve the problem. So that at least, even when the forensic audit reveals it, it's like they remedied it. They better solve it. Otherwise, a deeper forensic audit awaits them very, very soon.
What's the NDC, recommendations on how you would help the EC solve these deeper? Is it immediately to put in the director of IT that you say is missing in the whole structure of the EC, or provide them with the data that you mentioned earlier on that they used to check their data?
Good. So they should be appointing a substantive director for IT. But that substantive director for IT will only be inheriting the mess. Just as the current director for electoral services has inherited the mess, not created by the Electoral Services Directorate, but created by the IT
consultants, and the people who manage the IT system.
All right.
Supervised by the top. What we are saying is that the forensic audit must be an independent forensic audit because the EC is a culpable.
So you're going to suggest consultants again that you think should run
this?
Exactly.
And
they are not aligned politically to the NDC.
It depends on what will be agreed at the table. That's why we even want the UNDP to be the facilitator.
Right.
So that it's agreed. It could be, okay, NDC bring, MPP bring, let a bipartisan kind of IT experts, so that it is not one party's IT people who are going to have the access.
Okay.
They are giving clear terms of reference and a time frame within which they are supposed to complete the task. And it's been done before. In Afarijan's time, there was such an audit. Why is the Jemensa administration afraid of such an audit? What do they have to hide? Is it because the Electoral Commission has become a crime scene? And when I say it's a crime scene, I mean it. Because BVR kits got stolen right there under the full glare of CCTV, full glare of military and police protection. Crime scene.
I'm just still wondering why you think the MPP is not paying heed to any of this and
value judgment.
Coming together with you to look at this, because they also aim to wrestle and continue power by breaking the eight.
They know their. When was the last time my performance? When he met the media trying to copy President Mahama. Have you heard them talk about a debate with President Mahama again?
Yes, I did ask the aide to the Vice President on this particular table, and he said,
wow.
yes, Tonto said he's up for it.
You are very brilliant.
He says it doesn't seem like you're up for it.
No, my question is, since his abysmal performance at the media encounter, know what? I have answered all your questions. I'm just asking you one.
Is the former president up for that debate?
You are avoiding it. So, after their abysmal performance, they themselves have abandoned a request for debate. It will catch up with them. Because it's not everybody within them who is happy with what is happening.
This you've heard from the MP.
Why? The kind of information that we receive. Do we attend their meetings with them? Do we attend electoral committee? Who is in there, who subscribe to the fact that they've destroyed this nation, they've stolen state lands, they've messed up the economy, basically stolen the monies of pensioners and people who bought bonds. Today, I mean, people may even have money, but they are afraid to buy government bonds because they cannot predict that their retirement income security can be secured when they go on pension and they want to rely on the bonds. To all such people, they need change. They need change. To the unemployed youth, unemployment in this country has skyrocketed from 8% with thereabout to 14.7.
I know your manifesto has been captured a lot of times.
With youth unemployment around 32%.
Okay.
Terrible. It's a 24-hour economy. The National Apprenticeship Program, that is going to salvage this situation. The looting, the wanton corruption that we have seen. Can you imagine if an NDC minister was ever caught having 1/10 of the monies that we saw under in Esradapa's case in his or her bedroom? This country may have been turned upside down. All this wanton looting is why President Mahama says his corruption agenda. It will not just be about punishing people, but also recovering the loot. It will not just be about punishing people, but also recovering the state lands that they have stolen, the state lands that they have sold to themselves at paltry sums. And all this they want to avoid by conniving with the Electoral Commission, messing up register, so that on D-Day, voters are frustrated. It will not happen.
I heard
enough is enough.
Malik Basin Tale saying that
Tuesday,
the NDC, when you come into power, you will declare your assets. And I do remember hearing when the NDC was in power, one of your ministers saying that, well, if you do declare your assets, criminals will come after you. If you're
our respected running mate, a woman with grace, accomplishment. She's
right.
But you know what? She declared her assets. It tells you the level of commitment that we have towards
accountability. When I was leaving my bungalow after the elections, we had like 3 more months in the bungalow. We have people who, when they were leaving their bungalows, looted, a political tradition that looted their bungalows. Enough is enough of the loot.
Okay.
On September 17, next week Tuesday, across the 16 regions of Ghana, across the 16 regions of Ghana,
the demonstration is happening.
Ghanaians will rise and roar, and the Electoral Commission and the government will know that we mean business. Right. Enough is enough.
This is GTV Breakfast. Speaking and talking about the enough is Dr. Omane Boamah, and he's just been talking about what the demands are for take leave of us. In just a few minutes, let me bring your thought to Galamsey now. What is the NDC going to do about this? I think I've heard that you people and other natural resources.
Galamsey saddens me.
UTAG is going on.
Saddens Nigeria. And to be frank, we cannot comprehend how greed, but the greed we see in looting of state lands, the greed we see all around us is what is like from Pomboating. Look at how excavators that had been seized vanished. Excavator. Look. Political will is what is lacking.
Well, some have said that politicians can't fight this fight anymore.
It's not true.
But you're complicit in this.
No.
See, politicians are in rural communities and mining areas from Huni Valley to Laura saying that we will allow you to mine.
If this government,
we will allow you to do Galamsey.
If this government, as vicious as this government is, Atoforsen had done no wrong. The way Galamsey has defeated the president, the way Galamsey has defeated the vice president, the way Galamsey has defeated the government, they wouldn't have used us as scapegoats.
Is it not because when you also come into power, if you do come into power...
Check the extent of degradation that we have seen. Look, day one, the people themselves will begin to run away from the forest. When
NDC takes office.
That signal alone that NDC has taken
January
over.
2025.
That signal alone, what is power when lives are lost?
Okay.
What is power when tumors are developed, avoidable tumors? That is why President Mahama says, look, we need to intensify regulation. We need to take regulation to the doorsteps. Let the districts have the minerals and mining and the EPA offices so that they can regulate. Let us improve land reclamation and let the security agencies do what they have to do next week, Tuesday.
On 17th September, next Tuesday, is what the Director of Elections and IT is saying. And look, throughout the show this morning, we opened the phone lines and we heard from the viewing public, and they've said that, look, enough is enough also on Galamsey, and they are looking forward to leaders who will clamp down on this and not blame each other, but save the Ghanaian people because all our water bodies are being polluted. We've talked about the anomalies and discrepancies in the voter register as alleged by the NDC, saying that they need a forensic audit. They need the register turned upside down, looking at all the discrepancies they've seen in Pusiga, they've seen in the Volta region, they've seen across the country. And so 16 regional capitals will be holding that enough is enough demonstration. Mr. Dr. Omane Boamah, Director of Elections and IT, is who I just spoke to. Doc, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I'm sure we'll have you again.
And we hope to see you at the demonstration, because enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Our cameras will be there to definitely capture it and bring you live news updates. I am Altiti Saida Sadiq, and the show is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water, Medimosis, and Virtual Sound Lab. You can look them up everywhere on social media and get in contact with them. My costume is by No Rush Collection from Raymond Ablo, and the entire team. Felix, enjoy your day, and we'll see you tomorrow bright and early.